what's the umpire saying? Too high, and it's a free kick to Anakie on the far side of the ground, which at Corio's a long way away. And he's taking the kick now, looking for options from middle down the line again. That's a great grab there by Trent Smith for Corio. Swings on the left foot. Oh, what's the umpire paid here? The umpire has said he's pushed him out. So, no, it won't be to Trent Smith. It'll be a free kick to Anakie.
Free kick to Anakie, all right.
Yeah, free kick to Anakie.
I can see that myself then, but...
You can't see that far, Dale.
No.
Comes short in the middle. So, running past the ball, Goodwin. Picked up now, handballed over onto the far wing. Dale, you want to take it away, mate? You can see here.
Thanks, mate. Kenyon leads in the race with the ball on the left boot. Puts the ball into their half-forward line. Again, mark will be taken. Destin Burns turns and goes. Has to go back on his right foot. Delivers the ball back towards centre half-forward. Going away. Goodwin can't take the mark. Brings the ball to ground. At ground level, ball picked up there by Bennett. Little kick sideways. Goes back towards Burns. A little bit too much on it. And the ball runs over the boundary line. We'll have another throw in, which will take place about 15 around from the behind post. Corio are deep into attack. So they're building up a bit of a rapport from ball comes out there. Bernie brings the ball down, goes into the front, and that's Hall. And it's going to be held up, says the umpire. He will bring the ball back. Well, Mon does the ruck work. Down there also Bernie. Ball is tapped back towards the boundary line. I think it's going to head back over again, and it does. So we will have another throw in which will take place. As I said, we've gone nearly 4 minutes in the first quarter. Fairhaven Home's first quarter scoreboard, if both sides are yet to score. But as I said, now ball deep in the attack for Corio. Bernie, Colmon does the ruck work. Ball comes down, goes into the hands of Hall, got the handball away. Picked up again, they try to clear it out. And this time it was Marion, he picks the ball up. Thank you, Grub. You were just going to spread on him. I said we hope he didn't get 70 touches today, but for the Anakie boys, I think he's got the ball again. Marion. That's it. Thank you, mate. The ball goes across the ground. That's a good kick, and the mark is taken out there by Taylor. So Taylor now looks to travel the ball towards centre wing. Kick had a little bit too much width on it. Ball runs over the boundary line in front of the coach, and it will be thrown back in centre wing far side.
And you did so well with Belamachevsky too.
That's it, mate. That rolled off the tongue. This one might not do that for a while. Miriam. So the ball, as I said, thrown back in. AJ in the ruck, gets the ball down again, picked up, goes back to Yuka Marion, and he picks the ball up and got the handball away nicely, back into the half-forward line. Bennett comes out from the half-back line, can't take the mark, went back and tried to collect it, but now the ball is on the ground. Players converge and umpire in quickly to take possession. In between centre wing and half forward. This time Cryo's attacking end of the ground.
In front of the magnificent new stadium.
Yes, it is. It's definitely a big improvement out there. It looks magnificent. So Joel Bennett this time over the top to Hall. Had a number of touches, goes back inside. Ball is picked up out there. I think that might have been Bunworth. Now he had it, and the umpire says he's dropped the ball, so they allow the play to go on now. Corio back into their forward line. Coming out to meet the ball there was Riddell. He couldn't take clean possession. It runs back towards centre half forward. They've got some numbers back there this time, and that is delivered outside from Goodwin. Goes with a long kick, back outside. Cotter met the ball the other way, and again it's picked up for the Corio side by Doyle. He goes back towards their centre half forward position. Good tackle there. Umpire.
Good decision. He had no prior opportunity.
Held to Cornwall then.
The only thing I was worried about was the drop to the ground. Under these new rules, you don't know what's going to happen. But there you go.
Not a problem there. Not a problem.
There was no sling in it. So again, Ruckman go at it. Green brings the ball down, back in the middle of the ground. And again, they're trying to win the ball from that possession. Cornwall puts on another tackle, but it's not coming out. And again, it's top of the square. And we've gone 6 minutes now. And the scoreboard is both sides are yet to score.
Oh, he's thrown that.
Pinned.
Yeah,
yes,
good umpire.
Pin play on
Advantage.
Here. Joel Bennett running in a goal. Was it 45 metres out and has kicked the first one on the Fairhaven home scoreboard. That gives Corio 1 goal, straight 6 points, and he yet to score.
I'll tell you what, he's a beautiful player, and I think most weeks, if Corio aren't winning, he doesn't get tagged, but I think Anakie will tag him today, so I think it'll be a lot harder. But by crikey, he just picked that up, took it off the pack. And I tell you what, that is a contender for the lifeline play of the day. And if you're a bit struggling a little bit, 131-114 will be broadcasting that throughout the afternoon. But fantastic football, Corio. Fantastic football, Joel Bennett. And that gets them on the scoreboard.
Back in the middle now, we've got Green and Kuhlman to battle in the ruck again. Ball's just been handed back to the umpire by the boundary umpire, running out to his spot now. All right, so that might break the shackles a bit, Grub.
Yeah.
Up they go. Contest. Neither ruckman wins a tap. It was just a 0-all draw. Coolman's run through. He's knocked the ball to his own advantage, but then has finished up overrunning it. It's picked up by Cornwall, gets a handball away. Straight over to, we run to four. Who's that? That's Logan Dixon's gone long into the forward line. Battle on here, about 50 out from the Corio goal. Free kick has gone to Anakie. Yeah, it might have been a bit high, Grub. I didn't see who that was for, but chips the ball over here, and we've got Xavier Parker almost in front of the Corio coach's box. Oh, he's kicked. That's a shank. That's gone out of bounds on the full. Corio take the resultant free kick. It'll be Cornwall to bring the ball back in about almost centre wing, right in front of the commentary box. Goes long. That's a lovely looking kick. That's a great kick. Plenty of space there, and has found Destin Burns, who's been very lively early.
Yeah, look, he was recruited last year and had a reasonable year, but he's really matured this year. He's been one of their better players this year already.
I think he might be a little bit too far out, but he's backing himself in. Hope it's a better kick than the last one. Burns deliberately. That is a beautiful kick off the boot. That is a magnificent kick off the boot. Destin Burns puts Corio second on the board for the Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
I said before when he lined up, I did see him last year, a couple of really nice kicks, and I said when he lined up for that first one that he was a good kick, and he made a mockery of it because he didn't kick it well, but that just shows you how he can kick a football. And what Anakie have got to do now is really maybe even put a bloke in defence early, because I don't want to let Corio skip away, because as we know, they haven't won a lot of games. I think Corio are probably their best 0-3 ever, and that's not being facetious. They've been pretty good. And Anakie have been struggling, so they've really, really got to put a hold on it now, the Anakie Roos.
So we're back in the middle once again. This time it's Gillett doing the ruck work, and it's going to be taken out of the middle of the game by Baumgartner. Goes quickly into their forward line. Mark is taken out there in defence, and that's a good, strong mark by Doyle. So Doyle now transfers play across the ground to Bennett. This is Toby, and he looks to go towards centre wing. Player out in front. Mark will be taken. Yes, it will. And that is by Kefe, and he goes back inside. Good mark, and he's got control of the ball now, the Corio side. Good pass inside there from Martin, has his teammate in Hall. He's had a number of possessions too. Uses the ball nicely again, and Joel Bennett comes up, takes a mark just outside 50. So Bennett, I think he may use this little glitch in the rule that we can't move until the umpire calls play on here, but he's pretty confident he can go back and kick the distance, Joel Bennett. He'll need to kick it every bit of 55 by the looks of it, I reckon.
Well, I think he'll have to, although he can't run around, really. He's just got to kick it dead straight.
So Bennett now moves in once again. Gets close to the man of the mark, kicks long into the forward line, will land in the goal square. It is punched back to the top of the square. Again, Corio have first to arrive at the contest, but it's picked up and cleared away by Anakie. They go across the ground, go looking out there for Parker. He picks the ball up. This time that's a little bit better kick. 3-on-1 though, and the mark has been taken out there by Jelinek. So this is Matt. So Jelinek now goes into their forward line with a low flat kick. The ball gets out the back, runs over the boundary line, and it will be thrown back in. So Burns injured there.
Very slow getting back up, isn't he?
Yeah, took a bit of a knock. I think he had the arms up and might have got a knee up underneath their armpit there somewhere.
Right at the ribcage.
Even at this early stage, you can see their ball movement and their kicking to position Corio is a lot better than we've seen in the past.
So the ball comes back out of the contest again at the top of the square. It's bowled around a fair little bit, and Hall gets the ball out the back. It didn't travel too far. There's a number of players around the contest. That was a pretty slick handball. Again, went to Bennett. He comes back outside. They continue to run and push the ball forward now. Goes a little bit closer towards Rhodes. Got possession of the ball. He looks to go back towards centre wing. Kick was okay. Favoured his teammate there, but there's a 3-on-1 out there. The three are going to win, and that's Bennett. Toby picks the ball up, goes inside the Cotter, runs inside 50, loads up and goes long to the goal square, but numbers back there with the Anakie side, and its mark is taken by Moore. So Moore will bring our side of the ground, which is good. We get a bit of a view there to Whitehouse in the back pocket, and he will steady things down for Anakie. Build up a pretty big wall this side of the ground. He's been asked to play on now and kicks high, goes back towards the boundary line. Not many players went out the contest there. It gets out the back, so again Anakie reading the race with the ball. It's Ash that leads, or got to the ball first. It picked up there. The ball goes back and short. Marcus taken out there, this time by Martin again. So Martin now, a smart little kick forward, but again, Goodwin slips in. He takes the mark at centre half back. Billy Goodwin plays on now, goes back towards the clubroom side of the ground. It's a nice looking kick out in front of his teammate, in front of Gilmore.
Oh, that's
he
50.
takes the mark. He is pushed over,
Yeah,
and he will be giving a 50-metre penalty, which will take him inside 50. And about 15 to 20 metres out, he will be directly in front and have a shot at goal.
Well, they need this one, mate. It's I know it's early, but they've scrapped hard, so a bit of reward for effort would be nice. So goes back, Gilmore deliberately lining up. You said about you got to kick the ball about 20, 25 metres. Had to drop the ball, hop and a skip and a jump, bit like Fred Flintstone. Lovely kick off the boot, and there it is. Anakie are on the board. We have Corio 2 goals, 12. To Anakie 1 goal, 6 on the Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Well, you don't like to see that with Corio because we know that they've had, years ago, they had discipline problems. There's not much in it. There's no danger in it. But a push in the back after a bloke takes the mark is a straight 50. So, you know, their ball movement's been good. Their endeavour's been good. But they just have to watch that discipline and don't give Anakie simple goals like that. It's just not on the cards for them. They've got to show some discipline.
All right, Gilton Green about to go out again in the centre. Umpire wandering now, throws the ball up nice and high. Gillett wins that tap out number, but Green rows it. Wrapped up straight away. Oh, ball's been taken out by Yuka Bamariam. Gets his handball out, misses the target. Try turn around. Oh, all over the ball again. No one wants to pick this one up, mate. It's like a wet bit of soap at the moment on a bit of daylight today. It's scrap now, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. A couple of chances to clear that one, but... bit of a fumble.
Well, it was a terrible fumble, actually, by young Taylor.
Anyway, Green wins the tap out. Goes off the ground now. Hitting into the Devils forward line again. Running on the ball, handballing out to Jacob, was that Clyden, who's had a snap at goal. Ball falls into the arms of Matthew Jelenik, and he has turned around and snapped an absolute beauty, Grubby.
Well, I tell you what, I've watched him right from the start. He looks like a good find. And the scores on the, what's their name, scoreboard? The Fairhaven
Homes, mate.
And what's the score?
It's 3 goals, 18 to Corio, and 1 goal to Anakie. 1 goal, 6.
I've just been watching young Jelenik. There's 2 of them out there, but this bloke's had 3 or 4 touches, and all them touches have been pretty good. So I don't know if he's this year. I think he's a recruit this year. And I know that they're all pretty young, these recruits. So, you know, when you get recruits that are young, yes, it takes time for them to get going, but hopefully they're here for a long time, and that'll give Corio, not just today, but in the future, because their recruits are younger, hopefully they stay longer, and we have a better Corio outfit.
Did they come across from Bell Park, Dale? Jelenik boys?
No, they were from up country, I think.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
I think Jacob Clyden's Bell Park.
Yeah, I knew he was Bell Park. Here's the first one for the day over in the houses. They need a bigger fence behind the goals. You know, Clyden was at Bell Park.
Jelenik was Bell Park under 19s.
There you go.
Yep.
Both of them. So.
Yeah, I thought they come across from there.
Jelenik's both were they?
Yep. But that was in the juniors. They may well have played up the bush since they came back to Corio.
Since they come back in there. All right. Well, AJ Corman's back in the ruck. Green had won the last couple of taps. The ball waiting to go. Well, we're just making sure the umpires are in correct positions. Okay, here we go. Umpire throw the ball up. Green versus Corman again. Green wins that decisively down, but it's sharked by Gilmore, who goes long in the forward line. Ball now deep into Anakie's, almost in the square here. Running around, picking it up is the coach Bumworth, who handballs the ball over. Dropped. I think that's been let go. Umpire, right decision, suppose. Let it go. In the end, snap round a corner by Lukey Lawrence. That's an absolute cracker, Grub. Fairhaven Homes scoreboard sees Corio 3 goals straight 18. Anakie now 2 goals straight 12.
Well, even at this early stage, they just needed that to a bit of a steady and keep it in. And I'll tell you, on the left boot, I don't know if he's a left footer naturally, but it was a beautiful kick. And Anakie really needed that. And looking through my notes, young Clyden's come over from South Barwon.
South Barwon, okay.
So they've got a few kids. Young Dixon's, he played up rep footy up in Bendigo.
Jack Hall was Bell Park, wasn't he?
Jack Hall, he was a Corio junior who went to Bell Park. Yes, you're right. And all these blokes are 20, 20, 23, 23, 21, 20. So that's what I was speaking about before. A lot of youth into the system, and it all fares well for them.
So Coleman and Green go at it again. This time a ball goes back into the middle of the ground. It's sitting there to be won. Green dives on top of it. Can't win possession out there cleanly. Umpire will come back and restart it with the ball up. So thrown up now again by the umpire. Green actually got the ball down this time. Went towards Bennett. Ooh, it may have been a little bit high. Yeah, did put his head down, but was taken high. So Joel Bennett will be the recipient of a free kick. Just a defensive side of the centre of the ground. Goes out wide, long, straight kick. Bernie comes out at pace, couldn't take the mark. Good pressure there from his opposition in Roberts, but they win the ball now at ground level. Balls comes out and it's picked up there. They go forward through Dixon into the full forward line. That's a good pair of hands. It has been paid, and Jelinek, he is taking a mark. This is Matt once again, and he is going to go back and shoot at his second for the quarter, and will bring up Corio's fourth if he does so.
I think they pronounce it Jelinek.
Jelinek.
And the other young fella's Sapphire. Dylan Sapphire.
Number 33.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Grub.
Well, I just heard Smithy call him something chocolate.
Fancy you giving us language lessons. Fantastic.
Ball is kicked at goal. It goes across the face. He has missed, and it's through for a minus score. So 3 goals, 1 now to Corio. 2 straight goals to Anakie. Fairhaven Homes. We have travelled just over 18 minutes first quarter.
Well, I knew that because Sapphire was a Glen Orden champion, from what Phil Corio tells me anyway.
Wow.
But then again, Phil wouldn't know.
Ball that to be brought back in. It goes short to Whitehorse, who takes the mark in the back pocket for Anakie. Sizing up his options here, coming down the, he's switching play now to go on the Dale Smith side of the ground. And a good strong mark taken there. Can't see who that is. Anyway, he's going to bring it straight back this way again.
Riddell.
Is that Riddell, was it? Come across to Rhodes, who's back where it all started from. He's gone long down the line, trying to find Benny Moore. Benny Moore spills him up, but butters up beautifully. Comes long down the line, but the ball has been chopped off by Corio now. Toby Bennett short to Cornwall. Cornwall looking at his long options. No, he's found a player in short, which is a beautiful kick there. That's
kick.
Kenyon, swings around onto the right foot, puts it into the hot spot. That's a wonderful way to kick, isn't it? Ball's been spotted.
I think
should have been paid. That should have been paid, but the big cool man has dodged and weaved his way around and found a player out in the middle, out in the wing, quickly handball through the middle. And we've got Gilmore again, who's been brilliantly tackled. Ball spill free, off the ground. We've paid dropping the ball. So, ball will come back. That was a great tackle. Great tackle. Corio win possession of the ball. Oh, that's a very short kick, but Jack Hall been told to play on it. Wasn't 15, went about 3. And Hall's kicked up beautifully and has found Sapphire, the man we were talking about just before. Sapphire goes short. What a great kick. Oh, is that the knee? That's a fantastic kick. Anakie again, Corio again, shot for goal. The Destin Burns, he's been all over the place, Dale. He's been very, very impressive at centre forward.
Got a good size about him too.
Moves a little bit better than some of the blokes from back in our day. So we have Burns now lining up for his second, and what would be Corio's fourth, as we've nearly ticked over 21 minutes in the Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard. Match of the round. Burns deliberately leans back on it perfectly. Goal umpire, you stand your ground, mate, and Fairhaven Homes scoreboard now sees Corio 4-1-25, leading Anakie 2 goals straight 12. That's Burns' second.
Look, I know I mentioned it before, but the way they got the ball to him, a kick from here, young Sapphire, their ball move, not just their ball movement, but their field kicking. Their field kicking, when we've seen them over the years, has just been a little bit haphazard and kick it anywhere. But today, that's through Darren Bennett's coaching. There's no doubt about that. But he's got them kicking it to position, and they're doing it really well. They might not have the pressure on it that a Bannockburn or a East Geelong will put on, but the pressure's still there, and they're kicking the ball beautifully.
So back on it again we go. This time over the top, Coolman gets the ball down. He goes after it again, but he runs up past the ball, picked up there by Anderson, or Dixon it was, got the handball out, and again they run through the middle of the ground over the top towards Green. By hand, he runs outside with plenty of time. He goes long into their forward line. Riddell from behind brings the ball to ground again, picked up. Now umpire's seen a free kick.
He paid it over the shoulder.
Go to Destin Burns once again. So Burns is going to go back and shoot at his third for the quarter, which will bring up Corio's fifth if he kicks accurately. So Burns has got a kick from about 35 and almost directly in front. Distance won't be an issue here.
Not judging by his last kick, mate.
No, should make it with ease. But as I said, he has two for the afternoon. Destin Burns comes in now, kicks that goal. Looks okay off the boot. Umpire again, Spider straight back over the top of his head. Brings up his third and the fifth for Corio. They move to 5-1. They lead Anakie, who are two straight goals. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard. We have gone 23 minutes.
It's what happens when a bloke looks like he's really starting to fire, which young Destin Burns is. The back line panic a little bit and they grab hold of the shoulder or the jumper and that, thinking they have to do that. And that was a well-earned free kick and a couple of good marks. And look, I tell you what, a couple more goals. He could be in line here for the Hotham Hotel dinner for two, because tell you what, he's setting the world on fire. We all thought we'd come here and give it to Joel Bennett. That's the good thing about Corio. They're all doing it.
So back in the middle here, ball. No one won a tap out, but ball's been punched for Anakie. We have the cool man who hands ball over to Luca Bamarian, who drives the ball long into the forward line, but it has been chopped off by Ben Weymouth, Weymouth now sizing up his options, decide to go club room side, looking for a teammate there. Ball's been punched away by Anakie, but sharked by Corio. Handball back to Joel Bennett, who just throws it onto the boot. Kicking long the bounce, so you can be interesting straight over Sapphire's head into the clear. Corio picked the ball up through the agency of Smith, and the umpires paid a free kick for dropping the ball. We come across in the middle here to Todd. Todd swings it very, very wide. Found Kavanagh in a lot of space. Jordan Kavanagh looks for a teammate further afield, goes over the head of his coach, who's now in hot pursuit. Good little handball out.
Happy.
Great little... Oh, the old banana kick has gone through. Gilmore has kicked his second for the Anakie side. Anakie now 3 goals straight, 12, trailing Corio 5-131 on the Fairhaven Homes scoreboard.
Look, I haven't kept the stats on it, but I reckon it'd be something like 15 or 16 inside 50s to Corio and only about 4 to Anakie. And in that 4, they've scored just about every time. So that type of football, even when you're being beaten around the ground, can actually keep you in the game. And that's what Anakie have to do, because if they can stay in the game and stay in the game, all of a sudden the last quarter becomes a slog and they've still a chance to win. So they're going in, they're kicking goals, and that's exactly what you have to do.
So we're back in the middle of the ground. And the big fella Qualmon is in there. He's up against Bo Burney now, who's going to do some time in the ruck contest. Umpire throws it up. Both go at it. Qualman over the top. You can Bamarian. He jacks the ball out of the middle of the contest. Picked up there again. It's going to come out of the middle of the ground, this time by Baumgartner. Goes out wide. Okay, because the lead in the race of the ball is Lawrence, but again, the boundary line this time will beat him. And we'll have a throw-in to take place half forward line for the Anakie side once again.
Still nominating the ruck, are they?
Yeah, no, just, still do that, mate. Got to do the right thing. Gillett's gone in to do the ruck work while the ball's gone forward. Yukibo Miriam goes after the ball once again. Again, tapped it along the ground. Didn't travel too far with the boundary line in close proximity, and the ball's gone over once again. Actually, there's been a free kick. I'm not too sure what that was for.
I couldn't see from here. It's a long way away.
It is a long way away. So it's going to be picked up there and driven forward by Dixon. He goes back towards Sinwin. Good pick up by the big fellow. Gets the ball out. Again, Baumgartner got handball out the back. Went to his teammate in Rhodes. Rhodes got it out to Goodwin. Goodwin tries to get rid of it. Oh, don't know whether he got rid of it correctly, but the umpire said it's okay. Allowed it to continue, but it's going to be picked up again through the middle of the ground. Goes back to Hall. Got the handball outside. Put his teammate under a bit of pressure now. Picked up out there. Back in the centre by Birch. Goes along into the forward line. Happy Gilmore nearly took the mark again, but he just couldn't quite get his hands on the ball. Ball was tackled, and it's going to be a ball up to take place right on the forward 50. Again, deep in the attack for Anakie. Thrown up with Gillett doing the ruck work. I think both players had a bit of a hand on that. Player is tackled straight away. Umpire, again, no alternative bus to come in. Have another ball up to take place. The ball comes out of the contest, kick forward there, but it's only as far as Qualman. And he is going to settle things down for Anakie right in the middle of the ground, decides to play on. He's got a bit of mobility, the big fella. Handball's over the top, might have put his team under a little bit of pressure. Got the handball back again, steps inside, went over the top by hand. Probably better just put boot to ball, but the ball runs back into their forward line. And they're, again, tackling pressure is okay in there.
Well, what it is, Smithy, it's a learning process. He decided to run around his opponent and then realised that he probably couldn't kick left foot. So he couldn't get back onto his right, but he'll learn these things.
So the ruckman go at it again. Qualman knocks the ball down over the back of the contest, comes out, goes into the hands there of Doyle, who got it back outside, and they bring the ball from defence now, go back towards centre wing. Mark not taken out there by Kefai. He's back on his feet trying to get the ball back in his hands. It's picked up out there by Moore, got the handball back inside. They go into their half-forward line again. Kick wasn't good, picked up by Joel Bennett. His kick also not so good, and picked up by Rhodes, who decides to transfer play across the ground. Baumgartner takes the mark, and he's equal to the centre of the ground and decides now to go longer into their forward line. Harding out on this lead, keeps his feet, went back and collected it, got the handball out the back to his teammate and Todd. He goes round the boundary line, but that's a little bit too wide. He's either out when he kicked it, or the umpire said it's out of bounds in the full, and it is the latter. And a free kick will go in the back line to Benny Weymouth, I think it is. So Weymouth now for the Corio Devils goes short. Mark is taken out there. Jackson Doyle goes back inside. Another nice kick to Bernie. So as you said, Grub, their footwork's been okay. Their skills have also matched it. They goes across the ground. Has to be a good kick. And was. Mark is taken out there. They play on through the middle of the ground. Put his team under pressure. That was Anderson. He able to get the ball in a 1-2 situation. They run through the middle of the ground now. They go long back into the half-forward line. Out the back. Jelinek, he's there. The ball runs through, and it's Rhodes that leads in the race for the ball. Keeps the ball in front of himself. Did that nicely. Sees the ball over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw in the half-forward line. And the Corio's attacking end. So we've gone 29, almost 30 minutes. Corio are 5-1. Anakie, 3 straight goals. Fairhaven Homes, scoreboard.
Last chance, I'd say, Dale. Will be coming up to the quarter-time whistle, I think, or the basketball siren. Got umpire throws the ball in.
We've been halfway through second quarter this time last week.
Belbo still, ball hits the ground. Still about 25 metres out on a 45-metre goal. Kick off the ground, though, Jelinek. That shark by Anakie, who have now driven the ball long out here, looking for Collins. Collins pushed out the ball from Cotter. Cotter dives on it, drags it in. The ball has spilled free, and the umpire has paid a push in the back to Cotter. Anakie broke away.
I reckon he fell in the middle of his back. I'll go with that decision.
It's got to be close to 50. The umpire wasn't looking. The ball was not delivered back properly, but that's okay. Cotter it is. Will take the result and free kick right on the true centre wing in front of our commentary box, Dale. I can't believe you let me call it when it's this close. Collins looking up for options. Goes back to sides to go, well, a spearing ball into no one in particular. Gillett just comes across and takes the mark. Now he's looking to drive the ball back out of defence. Comes in short, and there it is. The quarter-time siren on the Fairhaven home scoreboard sees Corio 5-1-31, leading Anakie 3 goals straight, 18.
Goal kickers at this stage of the game. Destin Byrne has 3 for the home side. Jelinek, Matt, that is, has 1, and Joel Bennett also 1. And for the Anakie side, Jamie Gilmore has 2, and 1 to Luke Lawrence. We'll take a short break, come back here. Second quarter action from Viva Oval. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
second quarter. Brought to you by Buckwheat Entertainment Centre.
Welcome back. We think we're back. There's a bit of strange happenings going through there, Grub, but first quarter action here this afternoon, not too bad. Both sides probably more controlled by Corio, but Anakie, when they've gone forward, have been able to use the ball and score goals.
Well, I tell you what, there was a few people around that sort of criticised us a little bit for coming out here today, and I don't really know why, because I tell you what, the football has been of a very high standard. It's an entertaining game. It's a beautiful sunshine, and I tell you what, it's a pleasure to be out here at the Devil's Playground. You know, Corio held the ascendancy for a lot of the time, and as I said in the call, had a lot of the footy. But Anakie, they made hay while the sun shone. When they went down in their forward line, they kicked goals, and it was just a really good quarter of football. As I said again, Corio's use of the ball and the way they pinpointed their teammates out was very, very good for most of the quarter. And Anakie just kept going and going. The two big fellas for Anakie, and I'm not even going to try their names because these blokes have buggered them up 4 times each. But
Coleman.
Yeah. Coleman. And Yukabamariam.
They haven't learned how to play football really yet, but by crikeys, they go hard at it. They get themselves in a good position. As we saw with one of them, he went onto the left foot and thought, I don't think I got one of these, so he tried to handle. But, that's the start of where Anakie have got to be. And they'll develop these kids like Paddy Daly from Werribee. He's still learning the football, but they're big blokes. And big blokes are as rare as hen's teeth. So, look, just going through, I just thought there was a lot of good players. Destin Burns I liked. He kicked a couple of goals. Doyle had a bit of the ball. Matt Jelenic was very, very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Bennett had 8 touches and kicked a goal. So, and we would expect him to have probably had more by now, the player is, but he had a very good quarter. Roberts was pretty good for Anakie. Ukabamariam, as I said, and his mate Kiol Mon. I like the way they play football. Baumgartner had a bit of it. And young Billy Goodwin coming back from suspension off the back line, he had a pretty go at it too. The other bloke is White House, not White Horse. And Elliot Birch was okay too. So, look, all in all, a really good quarter of football and just very entertaining.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We've got to get one name wrong occasionally, don't we, mate? That's how it works here, isn't it?
No, but you know why?
Well, if you don't make mistakes, we're on the wrong station, mate.
I would have thought so.
Because I wrote down Whitehorse, and had to change it. Then I heard Whitehorse, and maybe I've written it wrong.
Maybe you're hearing things.
I actually looked, and I thought I'd written it down, but I got
White House.
Yeah.
Look, you're right, Grub. It was a very entertaining first quarter of footy. Corio did come out pretty quickly, but I think once Anakie decided to shut some certain players down, they got themselves back into the game, and I've been impressed with Gilmore. He gives them big target at centre half forward, and he's kicked 2 in the end. So they're not without hope in this game.
Well, this second quarter will tell. You know, if Anakie can hold on, as I said in the call earlier, if they can hold on and keep scoring when they go in and keep close to Corio, we could be in for a nail biter.
Yes, let's hope they continue in the same vein this quarter. As I said, play just about to start with the umpire about to raise the ball, which he does so now. Green back in there doing the ruck work, and Coleman is also in there. Ball comes from the centre of the ground. Handball goes back towards centre wing. They run through Hall, got the handball outside towards Cotter. Runs onto it, collects it, tried to come back inside, got the handball away, which was okay. Kicks the ball forward into their half-forward line. Maybe a little bit incorrect use of the ball, pushing out with outside. But the ball's allowed to go on. Goodwood had the ball, lost it again. Kefai, his handball is also turned over. So North Geelong, Anakie bring the ball across the ground. And the mark has been taken out there by Todd. Todd goes long, kick a little bit too much on it. Reading the ball a little bit better was Bennett. And he goes back and handballs it in towards his teammate in Dixon. Got the handball back, goes back towards Bennett again around the boundary line. Marcus taken out there, and coming up is Bernie. So Bernie quickly along the boundary line, low flat kick through the hands of Burns.
Got him.
Goes back into the pocket, and it was taken over there by Billy Goodwood. And we'll have a throw in on the half-forward line. Actually, Bo Bernie looks fitter than he's ever looked before, mate.
Yeah. And he doesn't have to play ruck all the time like he did up at Belpost Hill for a couple of years. So it helps.
Yeah. So the ball thrown back in by the umpire. Quellman, he knocks the ball down, runs back towards Cornwall, got the handball back outside to Dixon, put him under a little pressure, but Cornwall got the ball back, puts boot to ball very quickly, goes back into their forward line, and that's a nice mark there again by Jelinek, and he will go back and again shoot for his second goal. Had an opportunity to kick 2 in the first, but has 1 goal 1. And from about 25 to 30 metres out, we get a good look at it from where we sit. We'll follow the ball right from here to goals. So he takes his time and steadies himself. Starts his approach now. He's walked about in the foot sideways, then goes back in the line. Kick will be okay. It's going to come back nicely. He has got his second goal of the afternoon. And the 6 now for the Corio side. They are 6-1. They leave Anakie 3 straight goals. 2 minutes gone. Second quarter, Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard.
I think that's where the Devils have improved. They get the ball down forward in previous years, and it just comes straight back out again. And in the end, you just don't kick enough goals doing that. But with this Matt Jelinek down there, with Destin Burns down there and a couple of others, they actually get it down there and kicking goals. And obviously not just today, but it's happened for the first 3 or 2 of the first 3 rounds. And that's where they've improved markedly, because now the reward for their effort is on the scoreboard, where it never used to be.
All right, back in the centre now. We've got Green and Coolman. This is the one thing I think that once these two come out, mate, it becomes an even scrap, doesn't it? Green's done a fantastic job so far. Ball goes in the air. Probably wins the tap a little bit here towards the advantage. Hall, who's been very lively, swings it on the left, kicks it long. One-on-one contest out there. Kenyon brings the ball to ground. Overrun there by Cry. Picked up in the second turn. Ooh, hard tackle there. The umpire has pinned him for dropping the ball. Anyway, Anakie resultant free kick. Has played on himself in a bit of trouble here. The umpire's blowing the whistle? What's he done?
If he hasn't called play on, it's got to be 50.
Well, it has to be 50 if he hasn't called play on, yes. But maybe the wrong bloke's taking the free kick.
It is too.
So Rhodes is with the result. Oh, no, it's not Rhodes. It is Kavanagh who drives the ball down the outer wing. Comes off hand, slapped over the back. Clever little tap. Nice little handball there. Finds Bennett. That's of the Toby variety. Nice little chick. That's a nice little grab too on the far wing. Swinging around onto the right foot now. Driving the ball long. Deep into the forward 50. Over the back of the pack. Picked up here by Jelinek again. Swings around onto the right foot. And has kicked his 3rd for the day. So the Buckley's Entertainment scoreboard sees Corio 7-1-43 leading Anakie 3 goals straight, 18.
Again, I know we talk about Joel Bennett a lot, but by crikey's the younger bloke, Toby, he's playing a ripping game, and a lot of the attacks are coming off the back line where he comes from. A good play then, a good mark out the back line, and this Jelinek, he's really impressed me so far. What's he kicked? 3 goals, 1?
Kicked 3 goals, 1, mate.
We're only just into the second quarter, and if they don't be able to put somebody on him, he might come home with a bag of 5 or 6 today, this boy.
I think you're right, mate. As I said, they've got some bigger bodies down there now who keep the ball in.
Yeah, and that's
finish it off.
Yeah, they've improved a hell of a lot there. But now it's time for Anakie to try and stem the flow a little bit.
So back in the middle we go again. You can remember? No, it wasn't. It's Qualman. He got the ball down, and it's going to be sitting in top of the square. Picked up there again. I think it was Dixon on hands and knees who got the handball out, but it didn't travel too far. It went to Hall. He was tackled. So umpire to throw it up once again. Both ruckman at it again. Ball taken out of there again. Dixon has merged with the ball. Handball's back outside. He's put the handball to his teammate, but he left it behind. He's gone back and collected it. Actually, it was Cornwall that got the ball towards Hall. He goes back into their forward line from behind. Ball is spoiled, and he's going to run in and kick goal number 4, Grubby, and that's done pretty quickly. 3 in this quarter, and 3 to himself, Jelinek. And they now move to 8-1. And are starting to move away with Anakie on 3 straight goals. 5.5 gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre second quarter scoreboard.
Well, I might have to change my prediction. A bag of 4 or 5. He might get a bag of 7 or 8. But look, you have to have confidence in your teammates. Now it's a one-on-one contest. The Anakie boy was bigger than Burns, so I just think the other bloke didn't have to come in. He came in and spoiled. He went over the top, and the ball went out to Jelinek, who was on his own. He's the man that's kicking the goals. I'd say, hey, you do your job, you spoil him, and I'll stay on my man, because he left Jelinek alone, and the way he's going at the moment, you don't want to leave him alone because he's kicked 4.
You leave him alone like that, mate. If you're going to run off your opponent and go to the punch, you've got to clean the ball. You've got to hit the ball.
Exactly.
He missed it completely. Jelinek set at the back, and away he went. All right, we've got Gilt in the middle now against Green. Oh, a bit of a basketball stalemate there. Ball comes back down. Green with a secondary tap, knocks it forward to their advantage. Picked up by Cornwall. Handballs over to Jack Hall, who I said has been everywhere so far. He drives along for Virginia again, but it's gone over the back. And the mark has been taken by Destin Burns.
See, that's what I mean. They got a two-pronged attack down there. I remember a couple of, 3 years ago, they had a no-pronged attack at one stage. And as I said, the ball kept coming out. But, they got a two-pronged attack there. Jelenic runs under it and takes his opponent with him. And Burns comes in beyond and takes what's pretty much an easy mark. Well,
Burns, probably 25 out on a rather large angle, right back in front of the club rooms. It's Dennis Lilly type run up. That's what's going to steady him up. He's looking very deliberate at this one. No wind to speak of here, and ball hits the boot. It's not a beautiful kick at all, and it's fallen short, and it's been taken by Rhodes. Rhodes chips the ball over here to Mills. Mills swings around on the right foot and kicks it in short to no one in particular. Ball's been cut off by Bernie. Corio now to drive the ball back in from just outside 50, looking for his options. Has to go long up by calls, play on into the hot spot. Pack forms, punched down by Anakie. It's into the hot spot again. Anakie running onto it. No, they've all overrun the ball. Picked up, quick handball out, another quick handball out. Running onto the ball now is, overrun the ball was Whitehouse. Whitehouse scrub. The ball still rolling forward. Anakie picked up and handball back in. Here we go. Sapphire. Dodging around the ball, quick, another handball across again. There's been a lot of handballing through here. Long kick now into the forward line, looking for Jelenic again. Why wouldn't you? And has spilt the mark and play on. Could have been dragged down there, Grub.
He could have well been dragged down, don't worry.
Anakie with the ball now in the back pocket. Time to steady, coming across, face a goal, chopping across and playing on.
And good night, Irene.
And he's put that ball onto Purnell Road. There we go, the ninth for Corio and the Buckley's Entertainment scoreboard. So 9-1-55, leading Anakie 3 goals straight, 18.
The defence is a bit of a mess down there at the moment, and that's because of the pressure that these forwards are putting on them and the way the ball's coming in. It's coming in very, very well. A couple of mistakes. Anakie should have cleared the ball about 30 seconds before that at centre half forward, and the ball should have been probably over the centre. But they fumbled it and dropped it and picked it up and fumbled it again. They've just got to settle down a little bit down there. Go one-on-one for a while. Jelenic could have got another mark down there. I thought he was dragged down a little bit, but the back line are panicking a little bit. They've just got to go back to basics and beat your own man. And if you can do that, you can stop the flow. But I'll tell you what, they don't look like stopping the flow from the Devils at the moment.
Looks like Riddle going to do some ruck work now. Up against Green. Ball comes out of that contest towards centre wing. Mills runs onto it. He's pushed away. Jelenic gets the ball, goes back into their half-forward line again. It's going to be picked up there, kicked round the body by Bennett. It was marked by Burns. He played on and just goes around the corner. Umpire said if that's all clear, that's the indication it was. It is a goal, and Destin Burns now has his 4th goal of the afternoon and moves Corio to 10-1. They lead Anakie on 3 straight goals, and we have gone just over 9 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
Well, I know what you do if you're Aaron Bennett. You get him in there at half time. You would think they'd be 6, 7, 8 goals up by then. You'd get him in there and say, right, boys, over the last 3 years, we have copped some terrible floggings. We've copped some terrible beatings. Don't go out there after half-time and win by 7 or 8 goals. Let's give a beating of our own, because the way they're playing now, Anakie just cannot stop them. They cannot stop them, and this is the best I've seen Corio for many, many a long day.
Well, they dropped the bloke back now. Gillett versus Green again in the middle. Ball's been thrown up. Stalemate again, no clear tap away. Ball being picked up now by Dixon. Drives it long into the Corio forward line. Cut off by Gillett. Gives the handball across to Whitehouse, who handballs further out to the far wing. Picked up here. Swung on the left foot. Chip across. Three Anakie players here could raffle the ball. They do. Pick it up on the left foot. Nice little kick down here down the line. Maybe a bit of steady in there. And Coach Bunworth turns around. Looking long for the cool man, who takes an absolute ripper. Absolute ripper there, mate.
This is going to test him.
Going to test him? Yeah. Well, what's he done here? The umpire is...
He's just telling him to go around behind his mark, I reckon. No indiscretions whatsoever. No. Just go around behind your mark, son.
Quillerman has been put to where he needs to go from. Standing there sizing up his options. Oh, time one's been called. He's handballed the ball out to Bumworth. Not a great handball, but it's going to come off here with a nice little chip into Baumgartner, who was much better position, 25, 30 metres out on a slight angle with a goal that's, let's call the understatement of the year, that Anakie desperately need grub.
Well, it is, and I think the big fella had one look at them goals and said, I'm not so sure I can kick this. Someone give me a lead. But very good, very intuitive from the coach, because he also knew too and got himself in the position to get the footy to give it over to young Baumgartner, who's normally a handy kick.
Well, Baumgartner coming in now, so kicking from probably 30 metres out, almost directly in front. Ball hits the boot and looks like he's pushed it way right through for a minor score on the entertainment scoreboard. It says Corio 10-1-61. Anakie with their first score of the second quarter, a 3-1-19. Ball, Toby Bennett with the ball, plays on immediately coming out, sinks the left slipper in. That's a beautiful kick in there to Kenyon there, takes the ball on the half-back flank. Kenyon looks long for another option out to Sefai, might have a bit too much carry on it, and it has. It's gone out of bounds right in front of the change rooms out there on the far side of the ground. Boundary up by bat to bring it back in. We've just got fingers, hands and going everywhere. It looks like it's going to be Gillett versus Green to do the ruck work on the far side. Ball thrown in. Green taps it over the back beautifully to Cornwall, who gets the handball away to no one in particular. It's been picked up there by Martin, who has forced the ball over the boundary line. So Anakie have progressed it about 10 metres. Umpire to throw the ball back in.
How good is it without Rob Cameron? How good is it?
The ball comes back in, Green versus Skillett again. Well, Green's copped a stray one in the end, but Anakie have scrapped the ball, run away with it. Quick little handball across there, running through the middle is Jelenic, who's now picked it up. He's a long way from home. Short little chip out there to Kenyon, who's got some space right in front of the Corio faithful on the very far wing. Kenyon looks up long now. Great kick to Joel Bennett, who spills the mark, probably should have taken. Ball falls free. Sefai picks it up, lets it go, and he's been pinned for dropping the ball. So,
not
the Anakie free kick. Sorry, mate. Ball's come across here. We've Cotter versus Cox. So looking at this, he's done that well actually. He's shepherded him beautifully, and he's ended up winning the free kick here. So free kick going to Birch. Birch onto the left foot. Right in front of us, Dale.
Ball
Green
down the boundary line. Sorry, just
no, you're right, mate. Take it away.
Right. It's going to be running into their half-back line. Picked up there. Toby Bennett has the ball. Handballs back inside. Went towards Weymouth. He stayed inside the field. Goes back towards centre wing. Jelenic over the top. Mark not taken. Whitehorse out the back. Whitehouse out the back. He's got me saying you two blokes. I knew I was doing all right. The ball picked up out there by Parker. Little kick round the body. Mark is not taken. Comes to ground once again. So at ground level. Picked up by Cornwall. Ends up in the hands of Cotter. Went back to Cornwall outside. Ball into the hands of Dixon. He just goes long, high into their forward line. Bennett possesses his body nicely. Protects the drop of the ball and takes a mark. He's inside range here, I think, too, Joel Bennett. He can go back and shoot towards goal. So he's got a player inside and short if he wants him. He's got a number of options running down the ground. But Joel Bennett's still on his backward march. So Joel Bennett now looking to kick at goal. Giving himself plenty of space between him and the man on the mark.
Take a good kick from there.
Comes out of the shadow now, gets to 50, kicks on 50, long, flat, but not accurate enough, through for a minor score. 1-1 to Joel Bennett. Corio now to 10 goals 2. They lead Anakie 3-1, 15 gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard. So they're going to bring the ball back in now from the full-back position. Numbers are definitely this side of the ground, but I reckon the other side might be the place to go. Straight down the middle. Underside, but he decides to come to where we sit, this side of the ground, which is a great choice for me. Ball out. Mark not taken at ground level. Green ball brings the ball down, but it's going to be held up and will be handed back to the umpire. And coming out of it was Collins that hands the ball back to the umpire, so the ball up in the air once again. AJ Kuhlman, he kicks the ball down. I heard a whistle. Umpire says he's being held. So he's going to win a free kick. Runner outside if he wants to, and uses Baumgartner now. He stops and props. Kicks back towards centre wing. Over the top of Mills. Well read out the back there. And it's picked up and clean. And it goes forward there by Doyle. Doyle's pass is a nice kick. into the hands of his teammate Martin. So he now puts the ball back into their forward line. Spoil from behind, picked up there. Baumgartner was the front of the contest, got the ball out. Umpire said high. He will win a free kick once again. So Baumgartner again to maybe transfer plays. Got options across the ground if he wants to use them. But he's looking straight down the line here. Goes long. Big fella puts his hand up in front. Yes, did that nicely. And Qualman, AJ Qualman, he done okay today. Gets the ball, kicks back into their half-forward line. Coming up, reading a nice play is Toby Bennett. He's got his brother running back through the middle of the ground. Decides to go straight back down the line. Goes back towards Green. He's there. Ball comes out the back. Numbers are there with the... There's been a trip, says the umpire. Didn't quite see who that was from.
I haven't seen the last three.
Fell over.
But Todd wins possession of the ball, goes back to Yukiba Merriman. He can't take the mark, picked up out there. Handball comes sideways. Went from Dixon into the hands of Cornwall. Cornwall brings the ball, centres the ball back over the top of Burney. Runs through to the centre half forward. Bunworth is back there. He picks the ball up. He goes straight across the ground. Said his teammate a bit of a task as Kenyon arrives first. Can look to go back on the left foot. Comes back on his right. Was going to give the handball.
Now
decides to finally. And he gets the ball back with a 1-2 and now looks to deliver the ball long. Back into their forward line. Coming out. Good read of the ball there from Bunworth. He steps in and takes the mark. So Bunworth now to settle things down. He's going to come across the face of goal. Well, actually nearly scored for the opposition there. Just inside the field of play there. Billy Goodwin takes the mark. Goodwin goes short, up the middle. Another nice kick. Mark is taken out there. Baumgartner. He's delivered the ball further afield to Rhodes. So some good possession football here. Got an option inside. Not too game to use it just at the present time. Rhodes asked to play on by the umpire now. Got a runner inside. They use that player now, and he delivers the ball back into their half-forward line. That was to Milne. He gets the ball, and it ends up there in the hands of... It went backwards in the end, but it's going to end up back with Kenyon. He had 2 or 3 touches in that passage of play again. He goes short. Cotter, centre-half back position. Got another short option. They're using it well. Doyle back in through the middle. And again... They hold things up in there. I think that's Anderson now with the ball in his hand. He decides actually it was Box. He goes into the half-forward line. Picked up there by AJ. He's got to be a dash for the big fella. He needs to get rid of the ball. Well, I reckon he had every bit of distance there.
Had a bounce
did he? I missed that. But he did that very nicely. Goes into their half-forward line. Picked up out there. Kicked along the ground. Runs back towards their goal. Will it go through? I think it will. Harding gets his first goal of the afternoon. And the fourth now for Anakie. They move to 4-1. They trail Corio on 10-2. We've gone almost 20 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
Again, I reckon they've only gone in there 50 twice this quarter and one score. The other one only just got in the 50. So yeah, that's what they're trying to do. But they're getting outplayed all around the ground actually at this point in time. But they're hanging in there. It was a scrubby mongrel old kick for goal. But it don't matter. As long as it goes through those big sticks, and that's exactly what it did.
Rightio, umpires the ball now. We've been gone. We've gone nearly 20 minutes of Buck Entertainment Centre second quarter. Ball in the air. Green versus AJ Coolman again. Probably give it on to Coolman and Uka Bamarian runs through the middle. Handballs across to his mate there in AJ, who has been tackled and knocked off the ball. They've paid the free kick. Can't quite do that. No one had possession of the ball, so the ball must come back. Resultant free kick will eventually get back to...
he might have been a bit stiff there.
You reckon? Is this Weymouth? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Weymouth now
I
with the
thought
ball.
he just kicked it straight into the bloke coming towards him.
I think he did
got
too.
his boot
Weymouth,
to it.
I think he was a bit stiff, but anyway, Weymouth goes across. Cry on the clubroom set again. That's a great grab taken by that's Big Green, is it? The handballs the ball across and gets it back. The old 1-2, mate. It's the best way to get possessions. Green looks up for his options. Goes long towards Burns, who spills the mark. Nearly took it, dragged it back in. And careful doing that. The umpires have had a hard look and has pinned him for holding the ball. Can't drag him back in these days. So Anakie through the agency Gillett, looking to clear the defensive half of their ground. Goes, that's a Mick Malt. That was his name, Mickey McGuan. Kick all the way along the ground. Quick, butted up here. Handball comes out. Still running. Baumgartner with a bit of time finds Ukabamarian, who can steady things down a little bit now. He switches it. Play comes across the ground looking for Moore. Moore's outdone there by Martin. Ball spills free again. Here we go. Anakie into attack. Good little handball out there. That's been intercepted by Weymouth. He's been wrapped up straight away. The umpire will probably have no option here but to throw it up. A little bit scrappy at the moment. Grub?
Yeah, it is a little bit. I think was that big. No, it wasn't Gillett, but whoever had that handball, he instead of handballing it close, just handball it out and give the boys a bit of run.
Then we go. Green versus Gillett. Ball comes down to the ground. Ball comes down to the ground, and we'll have another Riddle. Sorry, not Gillett. Oh, free kick's been paid. Ball has been chipped out here to Anderson, who's got plenty of time to steady. Look up. That's a great kick there. Oh, he's got the hands up, and the free kick is not paid. Play on. Lands in the hands of Joel Bennett, who slips it round in front of Burns, who nearly slides in and decapitates himself, Dale. He had a bit of room to play. Burns deep in the forward pocket in front of the old pigeon shed where it used to be many years ago, where the boys used to hang out and make the games interesting, Dale. Grubby's favourite spot down there, wasn't it, mate?
Oh, no.
In front of the pigeon shed.
No, someone threw a full bottle of beer at me one day. Well, half full anyway.
Can't blame him.
It wasn't half full when it went back.
Burns deliberately from the pocket here. Likes his chances. Nice kick off the boot. It's drifted across the face of goal. Contest, nearly a grab there, but ball hits the ground. Jelinek trying to rip the ball out of his opponent's hands. Doesn't happen. Ben Moore swings onto the right foot. Kicks at the outside 50. Cox drops the mark. Goes back after the ball again. Knocks it forward. Box, sorry, not Cox, but knocks it forward. Oh, it's all over Corio here. It's Corio everywhere here. Quick handball out. Jelinek.
Hold the ball.
Tackled. Dropping the ball. Had the numbers there, Corio. Swing the ball across now. Looking for Whitehouse. Whitehouse takes the chest mark. Sizing up his options. Looking to come down right in front of the commentary box. Does so. Ball hits centre wing here. 2-on-2 contest. Toby Bennett couldn't quite get the ball away. Ball's been dragged back in now. Umpire
ball
says
up, son.
It is mine.
They're doing a pretty good job, the umpires here.
Been pretty good. Taylor, the last man off the pack. The Bernie versus Riddell. Riddle wins a clear tap over to big AJ Kilman, who handballs across his mate there, Anakie Bamarian. Back to AJ, who goes very, very long looking for Harding, but it's been taken in front of him. Short little chip out here to Anderson. It's gone over his head, but he has plenty of support. Ball comes back in. Toby Bennett with as much time as he likes. Sizing his options. We've gone nearly 24 minutes here in the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard at the Devil's Playground. Goes very, very long looking for Bernie. Comes in late. The ball hits the ground. Joel Bennett just throws it on the boot. The old mongrel punt. Great way to do it. And that is a fantastic grab. Burns again, is it? Yes, it is. Probably about 10 metres further out from the boundary wasn't the last one. But he'll go back and have a shot for what would be his fifth.
And now I'll tell you what, that is a huge contender for the Connect-Tel mark of the day.
Gone short. He's gone short. He's not a genuine full forward, Dale. He's gone short, but found a teammate in a far better position now. So Corio hopefully out into the tally. We've got Anderson here kicking for his first, and what could possibly be the 11th for Corio.
Well, he missed that one from out in the boundary before, so I reckon if he'd have got it, he'd had another crack this time.
Better kick. Smart kick. Anderson comes in. Has just pushed it across to the left and through for another minor score. We have Corio 10-3-63, leading Anakie 4-1-25 on the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard.
Ball back in quickly. Nice kick. Mark is taken out there, this time by Lawrence. So in the half-back line. Rolling player outside, didn't use him, decides to kick the ball back towards centre wing.
Well,
but that's got a bit
to me.
Bit
He's
too much.
That to me.
Bit too much width there. And free kick will go to Corio. Going to be taken here by Trent Smith. He plays on now. Looks back in towards centre half forward. Great kick. Mark taken out there by Bennett. Was going to go. Decided to stop. Bennett kicking a bit from goals. Decides to go back on long into the pocket. Towards full forward. You can remember in the back there. Yes, he was in front. Took the mark. Plays on now. Goes out wide. Oh, that's another dangerous kick. Kenyon gets this ball into the hands of Todd. It wasn't Todd. It was Parker. He fed it further afield. Again, they've got some numbers now there, Corio, but Anakie through Kavanagh, come out of the contest, picks up Gilmore, goes back. Yuka Miriam picks the ball up. They're pretty light in the feet, these blokes. They got the ball back inside, and they've done that nicely again. Back out to Parker, and he goes back towards their half-forward line. Going back, Mark is taken out there. Corio will settle things down from the half-back line. Short kick out back towards centre wing. Mark taken. Again, Trent Smith from the far side. Decides to go a little bit longer this time into their half-forward line. Ball gets out the back. Rhodes is there on his left foot. Looks at his running options. Comes back inside. Kick was going to hit the target. It hasn't quite made it to him. Picked up there, and again, Corio back into their forward line through Doyle. Kick was okay. Not too sure it was intended for that player, but Mark has been taken out there by Large, and he can go back and shoot for his first goal of the afternoon.
Even the water boys have got tattoos down here.
Wow.
Hey? Even the water boys are covered in tats.
Hey, we brought him along for special comments, and that's the best he's got for us, eh?
Well, I'll tell you what, you take them all up and sponsor the club, there'll be about $150,000 worth.
Ball from Large it was. Kicks that goal.
Didn't make it.
It's either a mark or it is behind.
Touch behind 1 point.
One behind there. Thank you, says the umpire. 10-4 now to the Devils. And 4-1 Anakie, 27 gone. Second quarter, Buckers Entertainment Centre. Second quarter scoreboard.
Bring the ball back in. Coming into the pocket out here looking for Whitehouse. Goes over his head, knocked down. Picked up. Ball in the hands of Cotter, who fumbles it, but goes back, good enough to go back and get it. Quick the handball over the top to Jack Hall, who's gone long into the square looking for the Sun. Has played all havoc with the players there. Coming out, reading the ball, and that would be the siren end of the second quarter. The Buckers Entertainment second quarter here at the Devils Playground sees Corio 10-4-64, leading Anakie 4-1-25.
To this stage of the game, goal kickers for the home side. Matt Jelinek has 4. Destin Burns also 4, 1 each to Joel Bennett and to Jack Hall. And for the Anakie side, 2 to Jamie Gilmore, 1 each to Anthony Harding and Luke Lawrence. Take a short break, come back here with everything that's gone on in the first half and look forward to second half action. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
third quarter. Brought to you by Grandy's Sports and Cycles.
There's a contact going there, Grub. We're back, and we might see if we can chase up some halftime scores. You got a map on your phone there, Spider?
A map? A map to
No, I
find
said
it.
an app. An app. I didn't say a map.
I can do that
said
for you, mate. I can do that for you right now.
I can talk the lingo a little
You can
bit.
talk the lingo. You know the lingo?
As long as they ask me about what's that other thing?
T-map.
No,
I don't know.
I can't even think what it's called now.
Don't embarrass
TikTok.
yourself, Smith.
TikTok. Don't
And
know that.
Facebook.
We've got
Don't use it, don't like it.
Belfast still 28,
Here we
leading
go.
off Geelong 18.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. We'll get them in a short space. Spider. Ball from the
mate.
middle of the ground, runs towards centre wing, picked up out there, and the ball ends up in the hands of Baumgartner. Baumgartner kicks to the half-forward line. The bounce wasn't too favourable. Picked up there by Toby Bennett. Got the handball back out towards centre wing. Corio with a few numbers on the far side of the ground, and they do that nicely. Ball ends up out in the hands of Martin. It was. It got the ball further afield. Ball runs back towards the boundary line. Joel Bennett went back and collected it. They moving the ball very nicely. Goes right back to beyond centre wing for Toby Bennett. He's kicked towards centre half forward. Over the top. Ball in dispute. Rhodes goes back. Tries to tap to his advantage into the hand or the path of Whitehouse. He can't again pick the ball up. Umpire said he gave it away or got rid of it incorrectly. And the free kick is going to go.
Gelenic.
It is Gelenic.
Just quickly, Dale, we've got Thompson 37, Geelong West 26, Werribee 56, Belmont 16, and obviously the two games are tomorrow.
So what's the score in them?
There's no score at the moment. Wow.
So Matt Gelenic have 4 for the afternoon. He got 3 in the second quarter and very quickly. And he can kick the first here within the first couple of minutes of the third quarter. Comes in and from 50 metres out, he's got the distance, has not got the accuracy though, and through for a minor score. 4 goals, 2 to himself. And now the Corio side move to 10-5. They lead Anakie 4-1. The Grandy Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
Drysdale 67, Ocean Grove 26, Queenscliff 43, Engelsley 37, Ammo 77, Newcomb 10, Port 44, Model Warwick 20.
Ooh.
Wow.
Torquay 65, Barwon Heads 14.
Is that a grand final replay?
Yeah, they're playing the grand final today, aren't they? Don't know anything else. Ball comes in short. Mason Taylor, well, I thought he took the chest mark then, but it's been called to have hit the ground. The umpire said, my ball now.
Well, I'll tell you what, the umpire was about 8 feet from it, so I'll take his word on that. He must have seen it bounce.
Might have the sun on his glasses though.
Well, put your hand up, call for the teacher, yes sir. Rucks go at it, ball comes to the ground, diving on the ball there, Anakie. He's got a high free kick here. Fair enough. Is that the coach? No, it's not. It's Birch, who's about to swing on the left, been called to play on. He stepped off his line, goes in short. Ball's picked up, no handball back over towards Birch, but no, it's landed a nest of Corio players. Cornwall goes forward. Gelenic overruns the ball, picked up beautifully there by Rhodes, who's clearing a left foot kick. He's running at the far side of the ground. Players converge on it, picked up fantastically there on the left foot, long into the Anakie forward line now. And that's Bumworth has put the ball down, played for the free kick, and the umpire says you played for it and you held on to it. So
I don't agree with that one. I don't think he had any prior opportunity whatsoever. He didn't drag it in underneath him. I think it was a mistake.
Okay. So Corio now at the defensive 50, about to go along. That was Box who's gone short. He ended up going short. Nice little pass there. Coming short and again to Cornwall. Cornwall now on the defensive half-back line. Another short little kick looking for his coach in Joel Bennett. Captain Joel Bennett, he finds him. Joel looking at options. Has a couple to come wide, but he's decided to go short again to Bernie, but missed him has completely, and the ball's been marked by Goodwin. Goodwin for Anakie now at centre half-back. On the left foot, nice little short kick there to Gilmore. Gilmore swings around to his left foot again. Chips it, beautiful kick out in front of Collins. Collins takes the mark about 65 out from their goal. Swings around the right foot, sends it long, looking for his coach in Bumworth. Over the back and looking for a match ball was Ash. Ball comes to ground. And he butter up, turn around. Nice little snapshot there from Lawrence. The ball's been marked in defence by Corio. Chipped over the top. Smith taking it over to Hall. Hall gives the handball away to Bennett. Bennett comes out wide to Cornwall. Nice little kind bounce here on this beautiful surface. Cornwall, plenty of time, picks it up. Looking for Kenyon, not a great kick, and been chopped off by Kavanagh, who's played a very good game defence today. Kavanagh comes long down the line. looking for and finding Taylor. Taylor turns around, plays on, kicks the ball over the top again. Ooh,
That's a free.
that is a free, that one there to Bunworth. So, in fact, it was Todd who kicked the ball into Bunworth. So, Daniel Bunworth, probably 55 out, maybe just on his limit, Dale. And he's going to back himself in here.
He might have kicked it 20 years ago, but his old legs, it's a long kick for him.
Might leave a leg behind, you reckon, Grub. Bunworth, very good spot for us, right? We're sitting right behind at the moment. Comes in, hop, skip and a jump. Sinks a slipper in, puts it to the top of the 10-metre square. Ball hits the ground. No, it didn't hit the ground. It was shark by Anakie. Kick was smothered. Desperation stakes now for Corio. Ball has been pinned in. Umpire's going to say, that'll be mine, thanks. And that was Jackson Doyle, who was probably the last man to get up. So we have a bounce about 10 metres out from the Anakie goal. We're going to have, I don't know who's going to go at it. That's Green. Green wins a tap down. Gillett had a chance. Riddell had a chance. Ball is, well, it's finally spilled out free. Cotter's taken the ball, tried to burst through attack. Well, the ball, the umpire said, no proper opportunity. And here we go again. Let's do it again. 15 metres out now. Ball goes in, about to go into the air. Green and Riddell go at it. Green wins it clearly down to one down to Toby, but sharked off the pack by Mason Taylor, who kicks the first of the De Grande Cycle and Sports third quarter scoreboard. Sees Anakie go to 5-1-31, leading Corio 10-5. Trailing Corio 10-5-65.
Yeah, look. They really, really held it in there. And we see in GDFNL football, the longer you hold it in, the better chance you are of it coming out and getting a score. And they were so desperate to hold in. Corio were desperate to get it out, and they had 2 or 3 shots at getting it out, but they just couldn't get it out. And eventually it popped out to young Taylor, I think it was, and he put in a nice goal.
It was Mason Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a lovely little goal. He just broke through into the pack, a nice and easy one. So I don't think at this stage it'll be a contender for the Fairhaven Homes goal of the day, but it was a nice goal anyway.
Quickly, you got Grovedale 39, Colac 38, South Barn 49, Newtown 24, Geelong West 42, St Albans 14, Bell Park 36, Lara 34, and St Mary's 52, Leopold 14.
Right, ball back inside 50, and the mark has been taken out there, and it was moved in very quickly by Burnett is, and he can go back and shoot for his first goal of the afternoon, and he'll kick from inside 50.
Well, to work so hard for a goal and then a quick reply, that really puts a dent in the confidence. So I reckon they'll be all hoping he misses this. But
so Bernie is going to kick, as we said. He's directly in front of goal, probably kick about 40 metres. Comes in now. As we said, distance won't be a problem here. Kicks that goal. Accuracy will be, and that is off to the left and through for a minor score. So they move themselves now, Corio, to 10-6. Anakie on 5-1, 7.5 gone. And it's going to be brought in from the defensive fullback position. He goes straight up the middle of the ground. Yukibo Merriman, good positioning, takes the mark. And now looks at some options further afield. Has a shorter option, straight up the ground. That's where he goes towards Mason Taylor, I think it was. He can't take clean possession of the ball. It's picked up out there. Handball goes in towards Joel Bennett. Joel Bennett from centre half forward runs, kicks long, kicks straight, and I think has been touched right on the line. 1-2 to Joel Bennett, 10-7 now to the Corio Devils, and 5-1 to the Anakie side. 8 minutes gone. De Grande Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
That must have been close.
Umpire's in the right spot.
Rhodes brings the ball out, up over the top. Collins takes the mark. Umpire agrees and has paid that mark now. So Collins from the half-back line, little short kick inside. Okay, Baumgartner, he's made position and takes the mark. So they play a little possession football now. Baumgartner looking options down the ground. He goes long. 3-on-2 situation. Over the top, Taylor picks the ball off the contest. Went on the left boot, kicks long into their forward line, over the top of the leading player, out the back. Bunworth also missed it. He might have done a hamstring there. It looked like he was a bit proper when he came out of it, but it's picked up there. They run from defence by Anderson, takes 2 bounces, looks to take his third and does. Hamstrings all right because that was a great chase, and the ball goes into their half-forward line. Out the back, Rhodes leads in the race for the ball, keeps it in front of himself. Large right behind him, pushes him past the ball, kicked off the ground, and the ball runs in towards a full forward position. Again, the ball is now in the hands of Kavanagh. His kicks back towards AJ, and he can't see the ball or trap it inside the boundary. Ball goes over the boundary. We'll have a throw in. Umpire says, was he called deliberate, has he?
Oh, no. Well, I tell you what, I have to say, Cotter in the back line. I know we're interested in the hammy of Daniel Bumworth, but Cotter's pickup down the back there was absolutely scintillating. We've got the ball down here, great stuff.
So it's brought back in. Hall this time goes long, and that is a great mark out there.
That'll be Jelenic, won't it?
Yeah, it was. He has taken a mark. He's got a good pair of hands.
It was a one-hander.
He's going to kick from about 20 metres out.
There's a one-hander, I think.
4 goals, 2.
Yeah.
Just dragged it in. Wow. Your mark of the day there, Grub.
Hang on, I'm going to say it in a minute, but I can't with my glasses.
He's going to put his glasses on so you see what he's talking about.
Should know by now.
Connect-Tel, was it, Grub?
Yeah, it was. You can't spoil me thunder, you
Jelenic goes straight over the top of the umpire's head. He got his 5th and the 11th for Corio. They're 11-7. They lead Anakie 5-1. De Grande Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard. We have gone just over 10 minutes.
I guess the deliberate was there. I hate them, as you all know, but you know, at our level, the skills aren't quite as good as the main stuff. But you know, you can't stop young Jelenic because yes, it was, and that was actually the number 1 contender at the moment for the Connect-Tel mark of the day.
You've got him for special comments. I haven't got my glasses on. You need something, Grub. Well, you need binoculars to see where you are.
Well, I got them. But I left me good glasses at home.
Oh, no. All right, we're going back in the middle. Riddle versus Green to restart proceedings. Umpire coming in. Ball in the air. Riddle wins a tap down quite nicely down there to the wing. Picked up by Baumgartner, who handballs across. Ball's been kicked out wide here in front of Birch. Good little pressure here. That's Kefai's outdone it. Turns around. Steadies the ball up beautifully.
It was down the ground free kick anyway, because you can't just push blokes over because you get beat, mate.
Here we go, that man again. Swings around, handballs the ball across to Martin, who handballs again. Out it comes to Hall, who handballs it back to... ends up back with Hall again. Hall goes long, looking for a pack of players. Ball falls over the back, and Gillett sees the ball over the line. Probably 20 metres round from the Corio goal in the shade, the northern end of the ground. So, young boundary umpire, Grubby, you know his name, do you, mate?
Yeah, Billy Johnson.
Let's make that up, beautiful. Billy Johnson, nice little left arm throw back in. Great punch over the top there by Gillett. Sharked by Ukabamarian, who falls out to Whitehouse, who's cleared the ball long down here, looking for a teammate. Ball goes over the head. Cotter with the late spoil. Picked up again by Birch. Kefai's fighting for the ball. Probably got one a little bit high there, I would have thought. He's still got him over the shoulder, and the umpire has finally seen it. I think he's nearly ripped his head off there, Collins. But Kefai now has the ball. Has a strong lead coming out the middle here. Is that Bernie, who just drops a chest mark, and I think he's done himself a bit of hurt. He's done a bit of a knee. Might have done a knee there, I reckon, the way he's grabbed at it. Anyway, play continues on. Ball just scrappy fighting along the ground here, being pushed across. I think the umpire had no opportunity here, but no other option here but to ball it up. And
well, he's up and limping, young Bernie, so I think it's just a bump, but a bump on the knee. Let's hope so.
Come down a little bit hard.
He did.
Anyway, here we go. Who we got going up the ruck here? Ball's in the air. Green sort of wins a tap down. Falls over the back here to Baumgartner, who clears the defensive line, but has gone very, very wide, and the resultant free kick will be to Corio. So a bit of time.
And a Doyle out there.
There's a Doyle out there. Goes long down the line, and that's Burns, who's taken a fantastic grab.
Well, if Jelenic don't take it, Burns will.
Well, he's coming back, kicking for his 5th here to Grubb, so we've gone 13 and a half minutes in the this third quarter. He's passed it off. And probably put his teammate in a bit of a worse position out there, more in the dead pocket.
He's closer, but on a bit of a wider angle.
There's about 25 left footers running around there, so it might be okay.
This is Lukey Cornwall. He's not a left footer.
No, he's a right footer, Lukey.
He's not. At Cornwall, deliberately coming back here. Starts to run up. Drops the ball on the right foot. Goal umpire does not move. Lukey Cornwall gets his first for the afternoon.
Actually, I don't think it was now.
Was that It was Logan Dixon, perhaps.
No, I don't even think it was him either.
Oh, well,
I've got no
I
idea.
think you've led me up the garden
I
path.
have.
I mean, large, actually, was it? You've led me up the garden path beautifully there, Dale. That's probably like 95 when you coached me. We're all over the place. Anyway, it is the 12th goal for Corio. They are 12-7-73 to 5-1-31.
I just lost him then. I thought it might have been him running back down the back.
No, I think it's Logan Dixon. I reckon you might be right, Spide. It definitely wasn't.
Wasn't Cornwall?
Yeah, it wasn't. I was going to say Nevada then.
No, it wasn't Nevada. No, it definitely wasn't Nevada.
Well, I'll tell you what, Destin Burns knew it. We didn't know what he was doing, but Destin Burns did.
So the ball's back in the middle of the ground. Ball comes out of the contest. Again, nice clean pick up. Milne goes on the left boot, goes out wide into their half forward line, leading the race for the ball out there. We've got Weymouth. He has the ball, trapped it. It was good pressure there from Anakie there. And the young fellow there in Parker was going to win possession of the ball. So Parker outside the forward 50, just in front of the club rooms, decides to go into their forward position. Mark not taken out there. Ball comes through the contest. Ball player thought it might have been taken a little bit high on that, but he's been able to play on by the umpire. Jelinek, this is his Josh. He delivers the ball outside 50. Ball goes back towards centre wing. And it's going to be picked up again, cleared away there by Rhodes. He goes quickly back into their forward line. They're right, Grub, good call, no one home. And the ball is going to come out very quickly. Ball across the ground. Has to be a good kick, and Markin was. Large takes the mark. He plays on, goes back towards Kenyon, leads up towards centre wing. Tries to keep the ball and did that and picked that up very nicely. Went back to Large. He overran the ball. Over the top of the ball now was in the back player in Birch.
I think he's right.
Umpire said there's a free kick for a push in the back. Is it going Anakie's way? Yep. Yes, it is. So Birch will be the recipient of that ball. So Birch now from just forward of his centre wing will put the ball into their forward line. Kick wasn't good, but it will say it was a great kick. The man off the mark wasn't taken though. So from defence, they're trying to bring the ball out. Ball goes back towards Milne. He's tackled. Umpire says he threw the ball. Umpire said he only had one arm free.
Yeah, well, he grabbed him by the arm, and that's good tackling and good decision up.
So Joel Bennett now with a little bit of space decides to go and run and carry the ball and kick towards centre wing, going across the air. Young Mills couldn't take the mark. Probably should have got a free
though.
Yep, you're right there. Goes back into their forward line. Ball goes back towards the true centre half forward position. Again, player may be held without possession of the ball. Umpire allows things to run on. But we're going to have another ball up at the true centre half forward position for the Anakie side.
So the jumper been pulled from here.
So Quillman does the ruck work. Ball comes out of the contest, picked up out of there by Doyle. He goes back towards centre wing. Ball runs. Bernie, look, he's back and running again. The Anakie opponent in Roberts, he had possession of the ball but gave it away into the hands there of Lawrence. He goes round the boundary line. Nice kick. Back towards Rhodes. He runs and carries, goes back inside. Yukabar Merriman, he takes the mark, and he's going to look to go quickly into their forward line. That's good play. Goes quickly, goes looking for his mate there in AJ. Ball, he had a couple of goes at it, nearly had hold of it. Back to his teammate. He gets a handball away. We're talking Harding. It goes back, kick round the body, and it is going to go across the face and through for a minor score. And I reckon that was from Happy.
Happy.
So Anakie now to 5-2. Corio are 12-7. We have gone almost 18 minutes to Granny Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
Toby Bennett to bring the ball in. As an option short and Cotter, and that's where he heads into the pocket. Cotter has Cornwall leading for him into the shadows. Finally goes there, and the kick doesn't make the distance, so puts the pressure on him. He's got support though, gets a handball away, another handball come across now. Corio cleared, but no, chopped off here by the Anakie boys, and I think this might be held to and a ball up now. Just that short bad kick rub that coming out defence.
Yeah, and they've been doing it really well all day, but that one just didn't quite go where it's supposed to go. And of course, they gained a stoppage out of it in the finish. They didn't let Anakie get away and go down towards the goals.
It was Whitehouse who cut that off, and the umpire will now ball it up. We've got Riddell versus Green wins it, tapped down clearly, but running onto the ball was Todd. Kicks the ball towards his coach in Bunworth, who is bustled off the ball, tackles, ball falls over the line, and we'll have a boundary line throw in, just in the blind spot where I'm sitting.
Well, that almost could have been a sling tackle, but it wasn't with great force. A little bit more force, and I think he'd have been in trouble. But
is there a difference? Ball to be thrown in now. Of Green versus Coolman, he's hacked it out of mid-air. It's very clever, but we've run through it across the boundary line. Interesting. Don't want to tap him down. I'll just hack him out of mid-air.
You've got to be a little bit careful with kicking in danger there, but obviously the Corio bloke couldn't quite get to the contest of that ball up, and otherwise it might have been a bit dangerous.
Pretty clear in front. All right, we're going to do it again. Ball to be thrown in right now.
Oh, that could be a free kick to the big fella.
No, play on. Here we go. And Hall running away. Quick handball across. Turning around now was Doyle. Goes long, but it's chopped off here by Collins. Collins immediately into the centre of their attacking zone. Sport away because gone past your mate Happy Gilmore there, Dale, and trying to break 3 or 4 tackles. Finally gets a handball away. Bunworth runs onto it. Turns around to the right foot. It's a bit of a mongrel punt, but eludes everyone except Harding, who charged right out, took clean possession. He's been wrapped up pretty quick. But Cotter in there fighting for the ball now. Umpires circling. Says, I'll have it here, thanks, lads. And we've now gone just over 20 minutes of the Grandies Cycle Entertainment Cycle and Sports third quarter here at the Devil's Playground. Coolman wins the tap out in the forward line on the Ugabit Bamarian, who has overrun the ball. Looks like we're going to have another stoppage here, Dale. Oh no, the umpire's given plenty of time to come out. The ball's spilled out free.
There'll be one this time.
To about 10 metres away, so he could have blown the whistle early.
Oh, not happy, the big fella.
A bit of push and shove.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think I'll be pushing and shoving him. He's about 7 foot tall.
Bigger than 4, mate. Ball comes over the back here. Handballed across quickly to Clyden. Clyden goes long. What a beautiful kick that is to Large. Large, plenty of space out here. Looking for options now, Large. Looking for options. There's none coming now. They've all lit up the ground. And what do we got? He chips it in short. It's a nice... Oh, one-hander there.
That's a one-hander.
Chips it over over to Dixon. Dixon goes long. Running back onto the ball here, we've got Billy Goodwin for Anakie. Got plenty of time. Handballs ball over to Gillett, who has options to go handball to Whitehouse. Whitehouse with the relieving kick down the line to Baumgartner. Traps the ball nicely. Quick little handball back inside to Taylor. No, it's Todd. Todd has plenty of time. Looking forward. And
he's paid a push.
Had the free kick there to Gilmore. The Cotter has infringed. Gilmore, 50 out, looks to go short towards Harding. It's a great kick.
That's better.
And a great little pick up around the knees there. So Harding goes back, has a chance to. He's probably 25 out in a 45-degree angle to put the 6th goal for the Anakie side on the board.
Look, it's a hard kick from there, but I tell you what, it was a beautiful pass on the chest. Let's hope he does it proud and puts it right through, because it was a beautiful bit of play by Anakie. Could have been almost the lifeline play of the day.
Harding coming in for his kick at his 2nd goal for the afternoon. Kick's gone forward. He's pushed it right. So Anakie,
hang on
a second. We've got blood rule. We have a blood rule. So
right.
Anakie go to 5-3-33. Corio 12-7-79. We've gone 22 and a half minutes of the Grandy Cycle and Sport third quarter.
I'm not sure he's allowed to have that kick for goal. He should have been sent off of the blood rule before he kicked it. Maybe the umpire hadn't noticed it at that point.
Maybe not.
So the ball's going to be brought in this time. Smith plays on, goes long, back in towards the centre square. Out the back, Mark will be taken nicely out there, and that is with Moore. So Moore now transfers play across the ground. Kick has to be good and was. Mark taken out there by Todd. Transfers play back inside. That's
good
better
kick.
movement of the ball.
That is.
And the players are on the move, so it gives Baumgartner a chance from the right at the top of the 50 to go back and shoot for goal.
Well, he never quite made the distance from the other end in the first quarter. So
this will be a kick-off right on 50, Grub, I reckon.
Yeah, and I think he's going to have a shot because there's just no movement down there. No one's giving him anything. So he's got no choice but to shoot for goal. So don't call him hungry because there's a lead now, but it's too late.
So Baumgartner comes in, gets over 50, kicks at goal. It's going to land in the square. Ball not marked, punch to the front of the contest. Smith's there, picks up again. He's got a nice kick on him, but it's going to come back again because it's gone straight over the top into the hands of Rhodes. He decides to continue and play on. Goes back towards Baumgartner again. Right spot, right again. And he's taken another mark. This time this outside 50. So again, no chance this time. Bunworth at this time makes a move, goes short, and that's a better use of the ball. And a good mark by the coach. And Dan Bunworth will go back and shoot for goal. had a shot early in grub, but he didn't do too well.
No, he didn't.
It was a bit closer this time, though.
And we said last week when Yatesy got the kick, a good captain's goal. Well, this is going to have to be a good captain coach's goal because they're trailing and they really, really need a lift.
So Bunworth now to come in, kick from about 35. Mill makes a little lead for him, but he's ignored that, goes back, kicks a goal. It is going to come back nice enough, and he has got his first goal of the afternoon. And the 6 now for Anakie. They move to 6-3. They trail Corio on 12-7, 25 gone. To Granny Cyclone Sports third quarter scoreboard.
Look, they're 6 goals down, and before that they were out of the game. And that one, they're probably still just out of the game. But they're hanging in there. They're trying everything they possibly can. And the last 5 minutes, I think they've been on top in the game. I just think they've taken over the ascendancy. It only takes 1 or 2 quick ones down the other end and you're back in trouble again. But you've got to give them, you just got to say to them, keep going, give them a bit of credit for what they're doing.
Back in the middle, Green has rucked tirelessly pretty much all day, hasn't he? He had a short little spell with when Bernie went in there. But the ball goes up, ball cut down in the centre. Big AJ swings around on the right foot, sinks a slipper into it. Travels about 35 metres. Toby Bennett back to fly the ball. Just drops the mark. Ball spills free now. Coming out. Anakie swinging around on the right foot. Out in front of Anderson here. He's pressure on, but he's probably done well in the end there. Neutralised the ball. The ball's gone out of bounds and will be thrown in just in front of the Anakie team box. So, the ruck's at it again. Green and Kullerman. Kullerman just shoves him out of the way, knocks the ball 25 metres forward, but Anderson a chance to run onto it. Quick little handball over the back to Smith. Smith handballs across to Joel Bennett. Joel, plenty of time, nice little short kick over to Dixon. Dixon takes the mark. Turns around, no one's standing the mark. Another short little kick on here. Goes through the hands of Burns. Oh, might have done a finger injury there. Over the back is Cephai, who's fought valiant for the ball. Wrapped up in the tackle. The umpire said that'll be mine. So Green against Kullerman again. Right on the 50-metre line for the Corio in attack. Always in the air. Kullerman wins that tap out. Hall couldn't trap it. Just missed the ball off the ground by Anakie. Comes forward. Falls in the hands. Quick little kick forward by Clyden. Just over the back of Burns. Running onto it. Bernie hacks the ball out of mid-air. That's a great effort. It's a fair effort though, wasn't it? Oh. Picked up by Anakie. It's like kicking the ball long. Out of defence, was that Rhodes? Oh, doesn't matter. The ball out there by Todd. Drops a mark, probably should have taken, but swamped by the Corio opponents and we'll have another ball up.
Geez, you're a bit tough on him, eh? Dropped the mark, he should have taken.
Should have taken it.
The other bloke knocked it out.
Come on, mate. It's a chest mark. You've got to swallow those anyway. Green versus Kullerman again. Kullerman wins the tap decisively. Hall grabs the ball. It's tackled. And they paid the sling tackle this time, or in the back, was it?
He paid in the back.
Siren
has sounded.
Have a shot?
The third quarter, I'd have a shot myself. The three-quarter time of the Grandy Cyclone
He
Sport.
let me have 5 kicks, so would I.
So he's Corio, the home side of Corio, 12-7-79, leading Anakie 6-3-39.
Goal kickers, three-quarter time. Matt Jelinek has 5. Destin Burns 4, 1 each to Joel Bennett, Logan Dixon and Jack Hall, and for the Anakie side, 2 to Gilmore, 1 each to Bunworth, Taylor, Harding and Lawrence. Take a short break. Final quarter action here from Viva Oval. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
we have the strength, humanity and needed to rebound and design our best future. Find out more at committeeforgeelong.com.au.
Station sponsor.
The last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
Yes, welcome back to Viva Energy Oval at the three-quarter time.
Recharge Oval it is now.
Recharge, is it? So we missed that. Yes, you're right. And it's 12,779 to the home side, 6,339 to Belpo still. Sorry, Belpo still. Yeah, gee. 6-3 to Anakie. Let's get the right game, right combination.
Been a long day for Dale.
Has been a long day. Got up early and went to work, and that's it.
You're doing pretty well, actually. You got the wrong venue, the wrong team. You got the scores right?
Yeah, scores definitely right. 12-7 Corio, 6-3 Anakie.
I suppose listening, people would think 6 goals and that, you think, well, it's an easy win. But they've been dominant Corio for periods of time, and their forwards have been too good for them to kick goals. But for the rest of the quarter, Anakie probably had the ascendancy for a lot of that quarter, and they just couldn't bridge the gap. And, 3 or 4 goals, make it a 3 or 4 goal game, and they're still in it. They're probably still in it if they kick the first couple, but I just think Corio are playing a little bit too good for them. Their ball movement is better, and their kicking to position is still better, although there was a couple that quarter. They get a bit tired, and a couple of the balls don't go where they're supposed to go, but generally, their kicking's been pretty good. And Anakie's, well, they got a bit lucky. A couple of shocking kicks end up in their teammates' hands, and they kick goals from it, but, it's been a pretty entertaining game. I know the scoreboard says 6 goals, but it's a bit closer than that. I just worry if Corio really hit their straps in this last quarter, they will run away with it. I thought for Corio, Joel Bennett again. I've got a comment on that. I don't know what Daniel Bumworth's doing here. In the first quarter, they didn't bother having a tag on him, and he got 8 touches. In that quarter, they didn't have a tag on him, and he got 8 touches. In the second quarter, they had Milne on him. He ran with him for the whole quarter. He only got 4 touches. So I don't know. What they were doing is when they got a stoppage in the forward line, Milne would go to Joel Bennett. But other than that, he didn't tag him that quarter, and he was quite dangerous. So, I think in a game like this, I would have tagged him all day. And if the kid ran out of gas, put someone else on him. But that's what I think they should have done. Ukabamiriam, I like his game. Big AJ, I like his game. When they really learn the finer points of the game, they'll be good players. Gilmore's okay. Jelinek, Toby Bennett, Burns, Sapphire. There have been a lot of players that have done a fair bit of work around the ground, and I've actually enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, well, round the grounds quickly. North Geelong 49, Belpo still 47. Thompson 64, Giants 28, Werribee 69, Belmont 30, and of course the 2 games tomorrow.
And I must say, in the best players, I'm not an idiot like Cameron who gives them votes, but I thought the umpires have done a pretty damn good job up to three-quarter time.
Fair enough. GFL, Grovedale 59, Coal Lake 89, Newtown 31, South Barham 49, Geelong West 56, St Albans 14, Bell Park 56, Lara 51, St Mary's 79, Leopold 34.
Ball back in the middle, umpire about to start final quarter action here. Ball is thrown in the air, and AJ wins a tap out of the ball, but it's Joel Bennett who emerges with it and goes into their half-forward line, actually deeper. Burns in front, ball gets through the contest. Billy Goodwin's back there, picked the ball up, hands it to Destin Burns, stepped in and out of trouble, got the handball away, tapped it further away. Jelinek, he takes the ball, went back to Large on the left boot, goes long, high, doesn't travel too far. Good spoil from Goodwin, runs back out towards the pocket. Kenyon had it, lost it, picked up out there. I think that's Kavanagh. Emerges with the ball, comes out of the contest, only as far as Cornwall. Picks the ball up, little swivel kick into the centre half back position. It's picked up there by big AJ, got the handball away, did that nicely to Milne. Milne back over the top. Whitehouse, he looks and turns, goes out wide. Kick out to be good, wasn't? And it's going to come back once again. Mark is taken out there by Anderson, goes inside to Bennett, and he's taken the mark inside 50. Will go back, probably shoot for goal. Has got the distance in him, but we'll wait to see what unfolds in front of him. Destin Burns makes a move, but hole is quickly filled.
Yeah, they filled the hole quick. It's not being greedy. There was just nothing on offer there. Have the shot, son.
So Joel Bennett on the run. Goes quickly, goes long, goes to the square. Mark Burns, no. Tapped out of the contest. Whitehouse emerges. Quicks back. Outside 50, goes towards his mate there in Mills, and he doesn't let him down. He takes the mark. So Jet Mills outside 50. Just looking to transfer. I thought he was going to go straight down the line. He looked inside, but now decides to go towards centre wing. Mark is going to be taken out there, going back with the flight of the ball. Good job there by Doyle.
That's Doyle again. I like his game.
Yeah, been good. So Doyle now decides to go quickly back in towards centre half forward. He went back straight to the big fella, put his hands up, had the first touch, second touch. I reckon he should be paid the mark. He had a fair whack of it, and it's going to be paid there to big AJ Kuhlman. He decides to come across the ground. Good look. Saw Goodwin in space by himself. He's got a player further down the field, and Riddell. He's in space by himself. Gee, it set him a bit of a task. Went over the top. Can go back and collect it. Just needs a favourable bounce. Didn't get it. Went towards Bunworth. Got the handball back to Riddell. He's trying to get rid of it, but he had one hand free.
Well, that's the
good
same
tackle.
as before.
Yes. So they play on now from that back pocket position. Go back towards centre wing. Bernie takes the mark. Large is out by himself. Hasn't been able to use him just yet. Plays on now. Kicks long.
That's down the
into
ground.
The forward line. Burns in front. Had the first go at it. Picked up out there. Kavanagh. Spins and turns, handballs over the top, goes out towards Milne, runs to centre half back and delivers across the ground. Again, kick has to be good. Wasn't set his teammate a bit of a task. Running onto the ball out there is Lawrence. Kept it in front of himself, did nicely. Goes into the half-forward line, Harding on a lead. Yeah, that's a good pick-up for the big fella. Handballs back inside to Riddell. Got in and out of trouble, went back to Harding. Puts the ball down, back to Riddell on the left boot. Goes quickly into the forward line. Where's it going to bounce? It's going to be picked up there. Oh, gee, that was quick hands. It nearly looked like a throw to me, but we did that nicely. Out of defence, they come into the hands of Cornwall. Outside, further. They get the 1-2 back to Cornwall. Little kick sideways will be marked by Smith. He's held up from Rhodes. Out to Bernie on centre wing. Can drive the ball long and does so. Goes into the half-forward line. Goodwin in best position. Ball got out the back. There's a free kick. Umpire says there's a free kick. And it's going to go to Billy Goodwin.
Go the other way.
It's going to large. He's signalled to go large.
He's going this way. I think he did put his hand out this way, but I think that was the right call, I thought.
I saw it the other way myself, but
so
never mind.
Goodwin asked to play on now by the umpire. Goes back towards centre half forward. Over the top. Kuhlman
Comes
takes
the
a
big
good mark.
Don't get any smalls the day wears on.
No, I tell you, when they learn to play footy, these kids, I reckon they're going to be good for our game.
So Kuhlman now. He just decides to go long. It was a bit of a floater. Mark wasn't taken out there by Doyle, but it works out okay. Riddell's got the ball. Had Bunworth out and running. He's picked the ball up now. Goes back. Handball had to be good. Maybe just a little bit of pressure on his teammate. Put a bit of pressure on. Dixon went back and collected it. Goes towards Doyle. Doyle goes quickly now. Finds his teammate Martin and then finds Bennett. So Bennett's got runners inside. Hall's one of those players. Little short chip and Hall can go from the middle of the ground. Looks up, takes a bounce. Got the handball long over the top. That was okay. Goes to further afield to Clyden. He goes long into the goal square.
Nearly.
Destin Burns probably could have let that go. I think he lost where he was at.
Yeah, he
did.
did.
It's been touched and got pushed through for a minor score. 12-8 now to the Corio side. 6-3 Anakie. We've gone just on 5 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter action.
Whitehouse goes long down the outside, finds his teammate in Mills again. Mills takes off running, goes in short to Klein. Klein keeps the ball moving beautifully. Long kick looking for Harding. Harding, one out.
You might get a free kick to big fella, I think.
Free kick somewhere here, and which way is it going?
It's going to go to the big fella from Anakie.
It is.
He's not about there.
That's coast to coast, mate. That's gone the whole way. So.
Well, we don't see that much from Anakie, but when we do, we appreciate it. You know, like Corio, I've done that a few times today.
Harding goes back and slots his second for the day. That takes Anakie to 7-3-45. They trail Corio 12-8-80 on the Morris Finance scoreboard.
See, and probably down here in the forward line, the ball hit the ground 2 or 3 times, and they had no BJ O'Toole to pick it up and shark a goal. Where is he, BJ? Where is he? Oh, there he is right there. I think he might be rubbed out for a week.
Quite possibly.
Sorry, BJ.
He went to work instead. So, Grub, you said, a couple of goals. They could still be alive, but, it's a big task.
I don't know whether they're going to stay alive, but make it a good game.
6 minutes, ball goes up. One down, Milne wrapped up immediately by by Joel Bennett. Maybe that's happened, Grubby. They've put Milne back on Bennett.
I think Milne's gone back to Joel, but the problem is they did it for 2 quarters without him.
Big AJ wins a tap strongly. Riddell tries to tap it on, but a sharp beautifully out of Doyle. Handball over to Bennett. Comes out wide. Handball over the top again. Over to Hall. Went to swing on the left. Half a handball. Joel Bennett attacks ball. Falls back to the lap of Hall, who gets free somehow. Kicks the ball down long, and here we go, Bernie. In front of his opponent, which is where you want your forwards to be. So Bernie probably 35, 40 out he'll kick from in the end. On a 30-degree angle. He's had a good view from the commentary box here. Hall's been very important, Grub.
Yeah, he has.
Just find space.
There's been a few of these new blokes that I've had a look around, and none of them will get best on the ground, but they've all contributed. And I think that's the way Darren Bennett is trying to set up his side, that every single person puts something into it, and they have done that today.
Bernie comes back, running in now. Drops on the right foot. Has hooked it, but it's held its line. Oh, didn't quite make the distance as it has, all through for a minor score. So that's Bernie second behind for the day. Takes Corio to 12.981. They leave Anakie 7.345 on the Morris Finance scoreboard. Ball's kicked back in, and a beautiful fist there by Jackson Doyle come across behind, punch the ball out of play. We'll have a boundary line throw in about 60 metres from the Corio goal.
If I've got a criticism of Corio's forward play, when someone marks at 50, 55 out, they can't kick that distance. You have to give him something from in there.
Bernie versus Bamariam. Bernie wins it down. The ball's tapped out in front of Joel. He's got Milne hot on his hammer. Oh, no, it was Baumgartner hot on his hammer. Ball comes through, and the big fellow's taking the ball. In no hurry, are they? Chip the ball across, crunch to teammates. Free kick has been picked out, I think, to Mills, and he take the advantage through Whitehouse. Looking forward for Harding. Great kick. Oh, he spilt what he definitely should have taken that time. Like shelling peas. Oh, we love our game, don't we? Ball bounces everywhere. Harding ends up with the ball back in his hands. He's immediately wrapped up by 2 or 3 Corio opponents. The umpire has called for a ball. That's the beauty of our game. It's not rounded. The ball doesn't bounce where you want it to. That just took a right angles.
And the other beauty is blokes like this fella, he's having a go. He's having a go like they all are.
Ball's thrown up. He won it on the way down that time, did Kuhlman. Taps it to his teammate in Ukabamariam, who's instantly wrapped up, but probably gained 10 metres here, the Anakie side. So probably 55 out from their goal on the Morris Finance scoreboard. We have Corio 12.981 leading Anakie 7.345. Ball goes up. Kuhlman wins it decisively. Bunworth swings around on his right foot, puts the ball out in the centre, out in the front of his, probably Collins, is it? And it's Collins, I think.
Riddle.
Hey?
Riddle.
Oh, it's Riddle, sorry.
Riddle.
I was looking for the short haircut, mate. There's Collins there, just out, so Riddle. Well, they're 2 in a row here, Grub, so anything's possible.
Well, it is. And the big fella involved again. Would you like to see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, I was walking over at half-time, and there was a bloke, one of the players, giving him some advice on what to do. The problem was the bloke giving the advice hadn't had a kick.
Riddle kicks the goal for Anakie. That's his first for the after he's been very, very good so far, especially his time in the ruck. So, Morris Finance scoreboard, Corio 12.981, leading Anakie, who are now 9.351. So we've got 5 goals in the game. We've gone just over 9.5 minutes, Grub.
Yeah, look, I'll talk to Darren Bennett after the game, but I think he'd be a little bit disappointed with this last quarter. You know, I reckon, as I said in the call, they've had a few bad losses over the last couple of years. I thought they would have come out and belted Anakie. Anakie not to be outdone of try, but I think Darren would be just a little bit disappointed. They've got to run the game out here.
So the ball back in the middle, Kuhlman, he gets the ball out and actually went back and collected it again, goes long into the forward line. It's a good kick, and it's been spoiled in defence out there by Josh Jelenic. And it's going to be a throw which will take place down there. So again, they've gotten the ball. They've got it into their forward line very quickly. They give themselves another opportunity. Anakie here to kick another goal. Green's gone down to do the ruck work. I'm not too sure who's going to do it for Anakie. Miriam looks like he's going to take down, although it looks like Collins now. He's going to got front position there. Ball comes down to the front of the contest. Baumgartner takes it out of the contest, got the handball away. Went back towards his teammate in Riddle, who kicked the last goal, got the handball back to Baumgartner. Round the body he goes, brings it back to the top of the square. Mark is not taken, hits the ground. They bring the ball out of defence again. Oh, player held it out. Player was held high, whatever you like. There was out ball.
About eight frees there.
It's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go Corio's way. So now from the full back position or back pocket position, little short chip up over the top, and Mark wasn't taken out there. Picked up there by Todd. Looks to deliver the ball back inside, goes back. Oh, nearly a fine grab out there by Gilmore. Wasn't taken. Yuba Mamurian gets the ball over the top, and again runs back towards the boundary line. I think it's still on the field of play. Corio emerge with the contest. Bennett picks the ball up. That's Joel. Goes back towards centre wing. Oh, nice mark.
That's a contender.
That was a good grab.
For
Billy
the
Goodwin did the
Connect
right
Mark
thing. Went
of the
back to the
day.
flight, but the ball goes quickly into the forward line. The big fella is back there. He's hit the ground pretty hard. Jelinek picks the ball up, kicks the ball along the boundary line. Going to be picked up there. Kenyon handballs back inside. Bernie looks at goal and has finished. Bo Bernie gets his first of the afternoon and the 13th now for Corio. They move to 13-9. They lead Anakie on 8 goals, 3, 12 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Well, Bo Bernie got the goal, and I'm glad he did because he's had a couple of shots at it. But the experience of Adam Kenyon, he used his body beautifully to, and I'm talking his body, not all this other bulldust about using hands and pushing blokes out. He used his body to perfection, got it over to Bo Bernie, and good on you, son. You've had a couple of cracks at it, and I'm glad you got one.
Slipped it through from a very tight angle there.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy goal, and may be a contender too for the Fairhaven Homes goal of the day.
Probably steady things up a little bit.
Yeah. Went down to the displays the other day, Fairhaven Homes. Geez, they build a beautiful home. A beautiful, beautiful home.
They building your new one, Grub?
Well, I haven't got one yet.
Big fella's up and about, mate. He's back in the middle now, Coolamon.
Down the Werribee River.
Greening gets Coolamon in the middle. Ball goes up. Coolamon's just smashed that ball forward again. Handball over the top here. Mill running onto it. He's gone out wide, and that is not going to pay that.
No.
Not going to pay it. So he's appealing for it, Bunworth. But I didn't pay it. There's no point appealing for it.
Mind you, Smithy, if I keep booming up Fairhaven Homes, they might build me one for nothing.
No, you might be lucky, man.
Don't think they will do that, mate. But it's a nice try. Keep plugging it. Ball being thrown back in. Green reaches over top, wins the tap. Ball falls to the ground. We've got you got Cornwall fighting Hall. Cornwall wins out in the end. Swings around, handballs to no one himself. Happy Gilmore has picked that one up, kicked it through for a minor score. So Morris Finance, we've gone 13.5 minutes in the last quarter. We have Anakie 8-4-52, trailing Corio with 13-9-87.
And I'll tell you, go and see Martin Carter at Morris Finance because he's the best in the business. He'll do you a great, great deal.
Got Toby Bennett looking to bring the ball to the commentary side. No, changes his mind and goes towards the club room side. Probably a better option. That's a great kick out there too. And the mark has been taken by Green. Green chips over the top. Another good kick-keeping possession. That's Clyden out there on the half-back flank. Chips ball over across again. Missed the target. Ball has gone out of bounds. A lot of left footers out there today, Dale.
Really a few, mate.
You used to be able to tell who they were when they're left footers. Now you can't. Bloody Stewie Jew. He started all that. Anyway, boundary line throw in just forward of centre. Anakie's attacking side. We've got Green versus Riddell about to go up. Great little throw in there. And Riddell wins it decisively towards the Anakie goal, but there's a swarm of... And that's, is that Hall has picked that one up and been wrapped up immediately. Throw up now, Green versus Riddell again. Riddell again wins it, but shark by Corio. Mongrel punt going forward. It's dropped short, knocked over by Bernie, knocked it on further forward. Clyden runs onto it. Can't quite trap it, now picks it up. Kicks it quickly in towards the Burns direction. Gillett hot on his heels. Gillett wins the bounce, wins the ball out. Well done by him. Over to Todd, who handballed the ball away. Free kick has been paid to Todd for a push in the back. And he'll take the relieving kick from deep in their defence. Comes short to Whitehouse here. He's got plenty of time and space right on the 50. Handballs the ball over to Ukabamarian, who runs through the middle. Looks up, looking for a target. It's a great kick towards Riddle. That's a great pair of hands too. So we've got Braden Riddle, probably 55, 60 out from goal.
I wouldn't think he'd go anywhere near this.
Well, he's having a look, mate.
He thinks he can, but I think he can't.
Maybe in the first quarter, but he's kicked it to the hot spot. It's a great kick. And Harding had it, spilled it, took it again, picked the ball up, handballs the ball out towards Gilmore, who swings around on the left. And I'll tell you what,
lovely goal.
Happy Gilmore has put through his third for the afternoon. And that is the 9th for the Anakie side. 9-4-58. Trail, Corio, 13-9-87 on the Morris Finance scoreboard. We've gone 16 minutes in the final quarter.
And yet another contender for the goal of the day there, and that's right up with them for the Fairhaven Homes goal of the day. But I tell you what, they've got to learn a bit about the game, these young fellas, young AJ. But by crikey, he's learned a bit because he put on a magnificent shepherd to give him a free run at goal. So well done, big fella.
So Riddell goes into the ruck now, up against Green. Ball up in the air. Neither player got a hand on it. Riddell got it from when the ball hit the ground. He's tackled, brought to ground. And without any prior opportunity there, umpire will come in and collect the ball. Run up again. Ruckman both at it. This time I think tapped down by Riddell. Again, he's not going to come out of there too quickly, although there was a high tackle. And it's going to go Corio's way.
You got the free kick, let it go. Good boy.
So they're now Dixon long into the forward line. Ball out the back. Kenyon saw it coming over the top. Was picked up there. Goes back there to Hall. Goes back into the pocket. And Kenyon takes the mark. Just inside the boundary line.
A good handball out the pack there by Jelinek. Tell you what, he's a good find, this kid.
So Kenyon from the boundary line.
He got a bit of a sling tackle and a head bounce at the end too. I think he's feeling a bit sore and sorry for himself.
He's going to go around the body. Yep. Shaping that way. 25 metres to deal with. Kicks around the body. Brings it back too quickly and through for a minor score. So 13-10 now to the Corio side. 9-4 to Anakie. And we have gone just over 18 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Rhodes to bring it back in for Anakie. Plays on straight away. Long left foot straight down the middle of the ground. It's a beautiful kick looking for the big AJ who's used his body well then. Spilt the mark. Handball's wide over the top. Wrapped up his Birch. He's broken one tackle. Got the handball away. Ball's out for win. Smith's all over the ball here with Riddell. Riddell keeps trying to knock it out. It's a pinball. Bounces back in and it comes. Ball's been handed out free. Short little kick by Cornwall. Finds Bernie, who played on immediately and found himself in a bit of strife. Got the handball out. Wrapped up. The umpire will take the ball now and throw it up.
Well, which umpire throws it up? Because they both blew the whistle.
Well, the one with the ball now, I'd say, Grub. So 50 out from the Corio goal right in front of the club rooms. The ball about to go in the air. Green versus Riddell. 0-0 draw this time round. Smith dives on top. Oh, no, it was Bernie dives on top of the ball. Still being rolled forward. Anakie clear it out. Come across a good one who almost sighted himself in a bit of trouble. Goes to Benny Moore, who's wrapped up and probably in strife. And he's paid a sling tackle.
He's paid the sling tackle.
Paid the sling tackle.
I'm
Benny
sorry,
Moore.
but I think that was holding the ball and there wasn't a real sling in that.
Benny Moore goes across the face of the goal and not a lot of force behind that kick. Set Goodwin a task and Burns has floated across the front and taken a nice and simple contested grab. 20 out. Tough angle here, right in front of the new Torchies with the pigeon shed here at Recharge Oval. Burns comes in, going to banana, and that actually looks pretty good from here. And that'll be 5 to Destin Burns, joining his teammate Matt Jelinek. And that is the 14th for the Corio side on the Morris Finance scoreboard, 14-10-94, leading Anakie 9-4-58. And we've gone just over 20 minutes in this final term. Grub?
Yeah, look, good footy. Actually, not good footy from Anakie. If you're going to go across goal, right, deep in defence, you have to have someone there on his own. At our level, you cannot kick it to a contest like that because the bloke coming from behind, especially this bloke who's torn them apart half the day, he's just going to mark it every time. He just dropped out of a little bit. I thought he was going to kick 8 or 9, this bloke. But then again, Anakie have hung on and Corio haven't been able to probably deliver it to him as well as they did early. But he's played a wonderful game with 5 goals.
All right, back in the middle, Green versus Kuhlman again. Kuhlman just wins that one again. Ball falls back almost in the Green's hands. He's laying on the ground, picks it up. Quick handball out to Joel Bennett, who throws on the boot straight away. Great. Oh, that's got to be a free kick, almost a good one. That was fantastic courage. Gillett runs around, picks it up, handballs it back. Oh, here we've got Stacks on the mill now. Ball has come free. Jelinek wrapped up Mills in his tackle. Ball still in play. Hall taken, handball coming forward. Gillett overruns it. Jack Hall's gone straight in there again. Ball has been wrapped up by Whitehouse and Gillett. umpire says, it's all mine, boys. I'll take control of this game. Ball about to go up. Bernie going up against Kullerman, who wins this one easy, taps to himself, and then goes again. Handball comes out to out wide. I think that's going to go out of play. No, it hasn't. I can't. Jack Hall's thrown the ball onto the left boot. This might work out all right. Bernie's taken the grab, has he? Or resultant freak? No. Umpire says throw it in, about 35 metres around from the Corio goal.
I reckon it might be a Corio kick here.
I thought he marked it, but...
well, he marked it, and the boundary umpire was right there and said no, he marked it inside the field of play.
There you go. So
he will get the mark.
He's got the... I'm in the blind spot here, Grub.
Yeah,
I'm learning right out here.
Well, the boundary umpire was about half a metre away.
Bernie's in the car park of the venue next door to us coming in running this one, so deliberately coming in for goal. Also the right foot boot, that's bent around nice at the end, but no, it's just gone through for a minor score. So Bo Bernie adds to 1-3 to the tally. Morris Finance final term scoreboard, 10-11-95. Anakie, 9-4-58. Well, back in, Whitehouse takes the resultant mark, kicks over the top to Gilmore, who takes a very strong grab in the middle of a couple of Devils. Looks to play it quickly, it goes to Yuka Berium, who handballs back over to Whitehorse, who's probably dropped that one, a great tackle.
Yeah, he hasn't disposed of it properly. Come on, Ando, we need a goal of the day. Fairhaven Homes, goal of the day.
Joel Bennett goes long to no one in particular. The ball bounce, falls to Jelenic, handballs the ball back out. Bernie throws it on the boot. Picked up by Ben Moore, who feeds out the handball to his teammate, who goes long down the line, looking for Milne. 2-on-1. The nice big bounce here. Birch picks the ball up. He's wrapped up beautifully.
Probably didn't have a great deal.
No, not a great opportunity there. Dixon with the ball, resultant free kick, which probably a little harsh, Grub.
He's not happy, look.
No. Dixon goes long down the line. Bernie throws the hands out. Ukamea-Barian picks it up. Handball over to Whitehouse, who goes in short, looking for a teammate. Chopped off beautifully by Cephia. Handballs across to Bennett, who then goes across to Blake Ash, who kicks it in short towards Jelenic. Bumped out of it, worried off the ball. Clearing kick by Anakie is thrown on the boot to chase up one, boys. I know it's been a warm day. Bunworth first to recover, picks it up, handballs over the top to Riddell. Running into an open goal from 40 out. On the run, just pushed across the face of goal. That takes Corio to 9-5-59, trailing trailing Corio 14-11-95 on the Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
So Toby Bennett with the ball, full back position. He's going to bring it to where we sit, this side of the ground. Goes out long. Mark, is it taken out there? I think it must have been. That might be Weymouth that's taken the mark. He looks back inside, uses the option. Bunworth read that nicely, got there, made the spoil, goes back to Harding. Harding with a bit of size, tries to get the ball onto his boot, does so, but again, it has gone across the face and through for another minor score.
He's got a bit of pace, Bunworth, for a 40-year-old.
Yeah, he moves across the ground pretty well. Even Harding, I reckon, for a big fella, moves and gets down low for the ball. But again, through for a minor score, so they move to 9-6. And the ball with Smith this time. He's bringing the ball back in, goes out towards Green. He's up, ball comes to front of the contest. Green went back and collected his own ball there. Was tackled in the process by Birch, brought to ground. Umpire will come in and take possession. So thrown up again by the umpire. Again, big tap out there by AJ. Goes back towards Bunworth once again. Runs around the contest. Has a little bit of time. Looked back inside. Had a player there. Went back towards Riddell. He couldn't pick it up. Picked up there. Kicked again forward. Mark taken. No. Ball comes out. Picked up by Mills. Kick smothered. Goes back towards the goal square. And this time there's no chance of the ball coming out of that. There's a few players down and sore at the moment.
There is. I'll tell you what. It's been full on since the first ball was bounced. Everyone's had a go. 100% for the whole game. So there's a few tired boys out there right at the minute.
So the umpire has the ball in his hand, throws it up at the top of the square. Kick to actually try to kick the ball from the contest. Picked up there and it goes long. And I think that was Dixon that got the ball out of there. I think it landed maybe just inside the field of play. Yes, it has. Umpire said, let's throw it back in.
Might be a bit of cramp creeping in out there, lads.
Bit of heat in the game.
Yeah, it's been willing. It's been a willing contest.
And no dirty stuff, just full in hard at the football.
So the ball from the contest, all nicely, gets the ball back into the hands of Dixon. He goes towards centre wing, picked up there, Whitehouse, he's dropped the ball. Picked up again, this time again, it's moved from Lawrence, goes quickly into their forward line, reading the fly, the ball was Doyle, couldn't take the mark. Riddell tapped the ball out, only as far as Cotter, now in the hands of Bennett, Toby goes back towards centre wing. And it's going to be out there. Jelinek leads in the race for the ball, but it's going to be beating both players over the boundary line. We'll have a throw-in to take place. Far side of the ground, 27 minutes gone. Final quarter, Morris Finance. Final quarter scoreboard, it is 14-11-95 to the home side Corio. They lead Anakie 9-6-60.
Well, it was obviously a free kick. Ball's been kicked back in, Dale. Ben Moore, so must have gone out of bounds in the full. Anyway, it's in the Anakie attack zone. That was kicked forward by Mills. Ball's gone over the back here. Handball into trouble. Not where you want to be handball on the ball. Good little smother there to beat the contest. Leading with your head, not the way to do it, I don't think. Umpire's having a long, hard look here and said, well, you've attacked the ball and we're going to pay a free kick against you. And Jordan Baumgartner will be the recipient of this free kick. 20 metres out, just on a slight angle. Grub?
I don't know.
Didn't see it?
I don't know.
Didn't see it, did you, mate?
Yeah, I did. I don't know whether I'd have paid it, but as I say, he's right on the spot. I'm 80 metres away, so...
I think it's a leading with the head thing, mate, that you know they look down on. So anyway, Baumgartner coming deliberately, looking to kick the 10th goal for Corio. Ball onto the boot.
Maybe
Goal
Anakie.
umpire leans back a little bit, but Jordan Baumgartner has put through the 10th goal today for Anakie. They are now 10-6-66, trailing Corio 14-11-95. We've gone 28 minutes on the Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
I tell you what, you've got to give these boys credit. Like Corio have obviously been the far better team for the day, and I expected 7, 8, 9 goals. So you've got to give Anakie credit for hanging in there and trying their best. And look, you know, is there a future for them? Like, if they keep trying, I don't know if they'll win any games, but if they keep trying, they'll be competitive. They've been competitive here today, but I think Corio shot themselves in the foot a bit. I think they've just taken the foot off the pedal when they probably shouldn't, because they need to win these games by 8 or 9 goals, because I think they're good enough to do that now.
All right, back in the middle, a couple of tired ruckmen about to go at it again. Green. Well, Coleman probably wins that tap, the secondary tap. Going to kick the ball round, didn't quite happen. Ball was fed out by Hall, out to the wing. Coming over in front of the commentary box here and picked up by Goodwin, who's somewhere in the left. Tried hard all day, has swung in the left. Toby Bennett, probably spoiled by his teammate then. Handball top over the Rhodes, finds its way back to Hall, finds its way back to Rhodes, who does beautifully, steadies it up to James Box.
I think that might have been Doyle.
Doyle, was it?
Yeah.
Who did I say?
Rhodes, I think he plays for Anakie.
Yeah, wrong side, wrong 19. That's it. Final siren has gone.
Toby Bennett's in a bit of trouble here.
He is. He's holding the hemi. He was a second ago. Anyway, the final scores here: 14-11-95 to Corio. Anakie 10-6-66. Goal kickers, Dale.
Yes, for the game. 5 each to Matt Jelinek and Destin Burns, both got 5. 1 each to Joel Bennett, Logan Dixon, Bo Burney, Jack Hall. And for the Anakie side, 3 to Jamie Gilmore, 1 each to Dan Bunworth, Jordan Baumgartner, Braden Riddle, and Mason Taylor. Sorry, Anthony Hardy had 2, and Lukey Lawrence with 1. So a pretty good day's work, I would think, there from the Anakie side. They got themselves up and going in the second half, and we're far more competitive, but need to do that, obviously, for the 4 quarters. Going to take a short break, come back here, and we'll run through everything that's happened here this afternoon. Hopefully have some final scores from around the grounds. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. to the final score here being Corio 14-11, 95 it was, and Anakie were 10-6, 66. As we said, in the second half, it was a far more competitive Anakie side that were able to kick a few goals to finish the game off, but obviously we're playing catch-up football from that point. But Grub, I suppose, as I said, the game. I think you mentioned yourself, you wanted to see Corio win by more, but to the credit of the Anakie side, they kept hanging in there and gave a pretty good performance.
Yeah, well, it wasn't so much I wanted to see them win by more. I think I clarified it earlier. I think Darren Bennett would have liked to have seen them by more. With the first half that they had, I think he would have honestly believed they could go on and win by a few more goals than that. But you're right, credit's got to go to Anakie. They battled, and they've had a couple of big beltons this year, and they didn't want another one. And they just had blokes hanging in there giving the best they possibly had. And that's all they can do. And hopefully, if they can do it against some other sides, as I said, I'm not sure they can win many or any games. I don't know yet. But, they can be more competitive against some of the lower sides. I think the top sides are still going to give them a bit of a hiding, and because they've got a long way to go. But, I heard Heath talking about the point system in there at half-time, and I'm not quite sure that's the answer. You could probably give him another 5 or 6 points, and I'm not quite sure whether it would make that much difference.
Got to get the players.
You've got to get the players over. I've said for a while that, with Daniel Bunworth coaching, he's tried to. Well, he's got his own contacts and got blokes from the Western region, and at this stage they're just not quite good enough. Maybe there's a chance if he can sort of get someone on board who's got contacts in Geelong. And mix it up with a few Geelong blokes, and maybe get to be competitive against all sides. But look, a great effort by them. But Corio were too strong. They were the better side on the day, and they thoroughly deserved their win.
Yep, you're right, Grub. Just quickly, I'm not sure if they're all final scores or they're still says in progress. Belpost Hill 9-14-68 are leading North Geelong 9-2-56. Thompson 10-14-74 leading the Giants 4-4-28. Werribee 17-12-1-14 leading Belmont 7-9-51 in the course of 2 games tomorrow. So yeah, you're right. Look, I just did the math, mate, and I think my maths is right. But Corio outscored. Anakie outscored Corio in the second half. I think they've kicked 6-5 to 4-7. So they didn't lay down like they probably have, in other games. Well, they haven't been left into other games, I suppose. But it just goes to show if they're a bit more competitive against some of these sides and you don't put them away, they're going to be a nuisance and they're just going to keep having a crack.
Well, I talked about the fines for Corio with Burns and Jelinek and a few of those blokes. But are these two big, what are they, Sudanese boys?
Yep.
Uma Kabarian. I'm going to chance that one because I can't read it. And Big AJ. I really wanted to give AJ a vote. I couldn't quite fit him in the end. But I thought he was terrific. He just kept going and going and going. And as I say, when he starts to learn a few of the finer points of the game, and he will, I think he's going to be a damn good player.
I think the first thing you've got to work on is handball. That's the first thing. You don't want the boy kicking. You've seen him kick and he just sunk the slipper in a long, long way. Look, he kicked them a long way up and a long way out. But if they get around, like we've seen Bunworth do it when he got that kick in the pocket there. Bunworth, he's only 25 metres out, got the handball, short it into the hot spot, bang, goal.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're talking about a bloke who's played 5 minutes of footy against a bloke who's played 20 years, and that's what this kid has got to get to.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I saw him one kick. He actually spun the ball in the air as he kicked it. He's probably been watching them doing it when they line up for goal. He thought, that'll do me.
But he played basketball. You can see the basketball in him. He took some good grabs, and he's got good clean hands.
Yeah,
but we've seen that. So
they've had Bully Welsh out there giving him a few pointers, and I tell you what, you couldn't get a better bloke because he was a fantastic footballer, Welshie. So you couldn't get a bloke to get out and help this kid more.
Only one difference there was this bloke can jump. Welshie never could.
No, Welshie used to put the Kim Kardashian out and knock blokes over as they come in.
Well, I tell you what, he jumped when Phillips got him. He jumped onto a stretcher. Bully. And I still, to this day, reckon he missed. But Bully reckons he didn't.
I'm with Welshie, mate. Welshie's not going to go down to anybody. But look, it's fantastic. They can draw on those sort of blokes to come out there and help.
Well, let's hope they keep getting them out.
Yeah, well, I was just talking to Big Scotty Purvis in there before. He said he's the same. Like he said, it's just a shame. As I said, we've got the club out there and everything's going well for the club. Like as I said, they've already spoke about their Thursday nights. The grounds is probably as good as it's ever been. Their club rooms and now are up to date, and they're getting the second the second netball court's on a hold now because the funds. Yeah, but still, as I said, they're making progress that way. And when we spoke to Heath last year, Grub, when we were out there, we spoke about this point system and how it doesn't help them at all. But I don't know what you do. Do you give them a 12-month, null and void, buddy? Just go and get what you can. That's your 12 months. If you can't get it from there, then that's it. We don't help you anymore. But I honestly don't know. Again, football's supposed to be a level playing field, and I know we're trying to level things up. But you go through every competition in Geelong, the bottom sides in the GFL are going to be the bottom sides for some time.
Yeah, they have been.
And that's not going to change. I don't know whether the point system, by giving an extra club 1 or 2 points, if they have a bad year, they lose or gain one and lose one the next year. I don't know how that actually sets them all up. I don't know what the answer is.
It's
honestly.
A salary cap issue too. You can give them 60 points.
Yep.
Or 70 points, but they've got 75 grand to play with.
Well, that's the other thing that they may have to look at. But again, as Scotty said in the room, you don't want to get that. You don't want to bring in 8 blokes. They stay for 12 months, take all the money, and then they disappear out of the club. So that's no good to them either.
No, that's how clubs fall over.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I honestly don't know where or how they get themselves into a better position. I honestly don't know how they do that.
No,
unless the people that are playing at the club have got some mates that can drag them to the club. And hopefully, as I said, because they're enjoying it out there and playing out there, we're in a country environment, and explain the club to them that they might actually wander out and have a go. If they're not getting a game at Bell Park or they're not getting a game at St Mary's in the seconds, they might be good country footballs in the GDFL for Anakie.
I think you talk about the point system. You know, if you've got a kid from St Mary's or a Bell Park or a St Joe's who's not getting a run,
they go as a 4 or something.
They go as a 4.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Now that's where you look at. Okay, if you've played under 30 senior games in a higher level, you go as a 2.
Yeah,
do it that way. But then it says, well, okay, well, hang on, Belpo still might be able to sneak him in, so we'll get him.
Yeah.
No, we got success. So then again, it stops them going out there. So I suppose you got to look at the way you do it.
I don't know whether it's a perception thing, but once you get to the top of Belpo still, it's 20 minutes to Anakie, if that. Yeah. So it's not
a great road, but it's still only 15 minutes out.
That's it. It's not a long way to travel. I don't know whether that gets in people's minds, but
I suppose the other thing's hurting them, mate, is there's no major development going out there. Like, you're looking at your Teesdale, say Inverleigh, Bannockburn. The ring road's done wonders for out there. Land sales, everything's going for roof. It just hasn't quite taken off out here at Anakie. But what the answers are, look, someone's got to come up with it, because I think as Heath said, you're going to start losing clubs, and no one wants to see clubs disappear, because once they go,
not the long clubs,
once they go, they don't come back. So, I've got no crystal ball. I've got no answers. I certainly don't profess to have any of them. But there's got to be something, and it's got to be a mature conversation. And that's probably the one thing the GDFNL have always done. They've had these mature conversations, but again, they're hamstrung by what the rules and regulations are above them. But they've always managed to have mature conversations with their clubs. If a club's struggling, every other club to a team have said, we're here to help out. So that's one thing they've always been able to do. But you've got that competitive edge too. You don't bring a hand in players that you can recruit yourself. So
exactly right.
I don't know, mate. She's going to be a tough one, and smarter people than me have got to think about it. So probably you, Grub.
No, me too.
If that's the case.
I'm just about sick to death of hearing it. Can we change the subject?
What subject?
This point system.
What are you talking about?
I don't even understand it.
Yeah, no.
Well,
you want to start with your votes, Grub?
No, you can.
Great. I'll just finish talking about the point system. Now I've got to try and think of more points, do I? Look, really tough.
Oh, it's tough today.
I'm really tough, and I don't know if we're going to land on the same people, mate. We would have votes everywhere. I mean, you're known to give half votes to people, so anything could happen with you. The 2 boys up forward, I thought were for Corio were both really good. Jelenic and Burns, they will probably feature in. There's a couple of blokes from Anakie that I thought Whitehouse after probably quarter time. Once we learned what his name was, he was very, very good. One was fantastic down there as well. Baumgartner was good, but I did give one to Braden Riddle. I thought he was really good, and when he went to the ruck and gave him a break, he just gave him something all the way around the ground. He got, I think, a bit of cramp down the end there, but I think that if you keep players like him, he can build a spine, he can build a side around players like that, and I thought he was very good. I gave 2 to Burns. I thought Burns was probably, I know him and Jelenic both kicked 5, but I think to me, Burns looked the more dangerous for most of the day. And I gave my threat to Jack Hall. I just think he seemed to get plenty of the ball and he moved around and, geez.
Did he play, Jack?
Don't you start that rubbish
well,
again.
you won't hear my votes.
No?
Did he play?
Oh God, you did this last time, you turd. Anyway, that's mine is 1 to Riddell, 2 to Burns, and 3 to Hall.
Well, Spider, I'm not too far from where you sit either, but I also like to chuck in Mason Rhodes. I thought his game was pretty good in defence. He provides that little bit of run. He's a good user of the ball. As I said, the same blokes you mentioned, Baumgartner, Billy Goodwin, Whitehouse was good. Milne, I thought he was okay as well. And as I said, AJ was good, and Marion was good in the first half. Probably didn't have the same on the second half. But look, I gave three votes.
Hang on,
one vote. Sorry, 1 vote to Destin Burns. I thought he was good and dangerous. Jelinek got my 2 votes. And I agree with you. I like this Jack Hall in the middle of the ground. And Logan Dixon was the other bloke I was actually going to try and squeeze in there as well. I thought he played a really good game for Corio in the middle of the ground. And that's without having mentioned Joel Bennett, who probably had 25 to 30 touches in the game.
25 exactly.
And again, probably today not the same impact that he would have on most other games. So I've gone Burns, Jelinek and Hall.
Well, I tell you, that's the good thing for Corio. When they can come away with a good win, and Joel Bennett just plays a good game, not a superstar game like he normally does. If he can play a good game, then he needs all the rest of these blokes to come around and do a lot of the work too, which they did today. But again, with me mentions here, Rhodes I mentioned, I thought Bunworth played pretty well as well. Baumgartner got a mention for me. Todd I thought was pretty good. Yuka Bamarian I thought I liked. And I wanted to fit the big fella AJ in, but I got him as my 4th best. But I thought he was terrific. At Corio, I thought Cotter was pretty good. Joel Bennett obviously was really good again. Bernie, I think, done some nice things. Cornwell, I liked. Doyle, he kept popping up. Unfortunately, you can't say it because you kept calling him the wrong bloke. But I thought he was...
I did. I'll cop that one.
Well, I thought he was pretty good, Doyle. But in the end, I come up with 1 to Toby Bennett. I thought, half-time he was nearly the best on the ground. Probably dropped away a little bit, but when the game was to be won, I thought he was great. I gave 2 to Destin Burns, who just marked everything up there, and I gave 3 to Jelinek because I thought he was terrific.
Right, fair enough. Did you get done your maths, mate?
Well, I think it's Jelinek.
No, I've got Jelinek on 5. I've got Burns on 5, Bennett and Riddle on 1 each, and Hall on 6.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know he played. I don't know what you blokes are on about.
So that's our, what is it, the Hotham? Went to the Hotham for tea on Thursday night, mate, to celebrate my 50th, and Maury did a fantastic job.
What's this bloke's name?
Oh, you are dead set.
No, I'm serious.
Jack Hall.
Jack Hall.
Jack Hall, yes. Not to be confused with the 6'9" bloke who coaches North Geelong Cricket Club, or did until this season.
If he don't play, they still win. But if Burns and Jelinek don't play, they don't win. I'm telling you now.
Okay, that's fine.
They were super.
You take your rubbish back up the highway.
Unbelievable. You blokes have got
Anyway,
idea. No idea.
Sorry to our listeners, Grubby's off on a tangent again, like he normally is.
Jack Hall.
Taking a bit longer this time. He had number 17, mate. He was very, very good.
The ball gets up there 16 times in a day, and these blokes kick 10 between them.
The ball was up there about 65 times in a day. Probably should have kicked more than that.
Oh, crikey.
Anyway, Grub. Whale,
next week, Grub.
Grub, where we going next week?
Where we going next week, Grub?
Where are you going next week?
Gee, I don't even...
Somewhere where we can find a decent best on the ground. That's where we've got to go.
Wow.
What are the games anyway?
What are the games?
We better have a look, mate, before we do. Just give us a little minute.
Give us 2 seconds and we'll let you know.
We're just going to go through the games next week.
The games for next week. You've got Inverleigh versus Anakie at Inverleigh.
No, we won't be going there.
You've got Belmont versus North Geelong at North Geelong.
Not there, I don't think.
You've probably got a... here we go. Belpo Still versus Bannockburn at Belpo Still. Werribee versus Thompson at Werribee. Corio versus West here. East Geelong versus Winch at East Geelong.
Geez, there's 3 really, really good games.
I wouldn't mind seeing East and West.
Well, the thing is, we've seen Belpost.
Yep.
And who they play? Bannockburn.
You've seen them.
We've seen them twice.
Werribee Thompson at Werribee.
We've seen Thompson. We've seen Werribee.
So you're talking East Geelong versus Winch.
I think we'll go to East,
Yep.
East.
Yep, now 2 o'clock Saturday at the Oswald Plumbing and Civil Oval, which, is the just opposite Thompson. That's big
hang on, I've got to work.
Do you? I don't.
Well, hopefully Rob's back.
No, Rob's back. Rob's today off because he doesn't travel this side of town. He doesn't cross the river. Yeah, so still East versus
All right.
which, mate?
Yep.
Next week.
Okay.
All right.
East.
That's it, mate.
Okay,
So,
mate.
yeah, no, that's it. Well, till next week.
Well, we've had a
sign
great
off.
day. We'll see you out at East next week.
Yep.
Thank you all.
Keep
No
listening to
worries.
94.7 The Pulse. What have we got? The rock and roll hour or something, is it?
Oh, Elvis will be on
We've got
show.
Elvis Presley coming up.
Beautiful.
Elvis
No worries at
Presley.
all, mate. All the
Thanks,
best.
Steelo.
Good on you, mate. See you later.
Thanks, mate.